Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Liverpool show, ladies and gentlemen. I hate when my screen is like this. Wait, here we go. Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream. We're here to talk about my club, Liverpool Football Club. You get me? We're here to talk about, all the latest news, more contract talk. Sorry, Danny. Unfortunately, haven't been sorted yet. What can I do? It's not on me, mate. We're going to be talking about the Premier League returning as well, because before our next Liverpool show, we have a game against Everton at Anfield. Revenge settings. You get me? We must get that win in that game. I'll be honest with you. We just need to put the title in the bag at this point. I've had enough of the drama. Whether you're watching this right now or on the replay, please do make sure you guys are liking the video. Do make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Everyone, please hit the like button. Everyone, please subscribe to the channel right here, right now. It helps the channel grow with you guys' support, with you guys' love. It helps us grow. It helps us get to the next level. So I appreciate you all. And actually, we are 1,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen, away from the big 50K, guys. So this will be one hell of a milestone when we hit it. So yeah, I can't wait for the big party, inshallah. So yeah, big up to all of you guys. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Joining me first and foremost, the guy who will get us cancelled today. Man like Jamie is in the building. Hi, Jamie.
Oh, hi. Yeah, sorry. I put my screwdriver away. Big up. Everyone all right?
Yes.
Good?
Are you
Great.
brushing your hair with a screwdriver? That's
I had a little bit of an itch, and that was sharper on my fingernail, so yeah.
Fairs. Joining us next, you get me, lost all his New York grit when he made that move to LA. You get me, the iconic mustache will be joining us today. And like Mike is in the building. Hi, Mike.
You got to start getting creative with the intro. You know, you keep saying I lost that New York grit. We got to evolve. The season's almost over. We're gonna need a different one. But big up, my favorite players leaving this club. Can't wait for it. And yeah, let's just get cracking.
So when you wake up, you don't dunk your face in ice and eat 2 bananas?
No. I pour sparkling water into the ice first, and then
you dunk your face.
I like to use avocados instead. I just rub them all over, and then I get some toast, and then I rub the toast on my face, and then I eat the avocado toast that was on my face.
I dunk my face in pussy. I don't know everyone else does.
He's talking he's talking about a meme that's going around.
Have you seen the other one where she bows down to him when she wakes up?
No. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I think society has completely gone to the shits. I'll be honest with you. Society has completely been destroyed. Like
you say there's someone who washes their face with fizzy water. Is that what you
yes, yeah. That's the guy. And then there's a guy in reply to him who did his version of waking up.
I've seen this. Yeah,
and his girl bows down to him. She wakes him up and she goes like,
it's the most unmanly thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
I wake up, literally the 2 S's. 3 S's. Shit, shower, shave. That's all a man needs to do, man. Shit, shower, shave, and then you're gone.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Pussies now.
Joining us next on the channel, you get me. It'll be very interesting to hear his opinion on Trent leaving the club. Doesn't like to get involved with a lot of off-the-pitch activity, but unfortunately, this is the news lately. Man like JJ is in the building. Hi, JJ.
Oh, he's muted again.
What's going on, people? Yeah, I'm just back from just doing my sprints in the middle of the road. I mean, my girlfriend was driving the car behind. I had a camera crew, so I'm obviously just showered and clean. I'm ready. Do you know what I mean? Ready to make 20,000. We made 10,000. We've got to make 20,000. But big up to everyone in the building.
I've never dunked my face in ice ever. Like I've never.
To be fair, I do go into the ice bath at the gym. So
yeah, but ice bath is normal. But dunking your face in the ice in sparkling water.
I mean, it's a cheaper way of just getting that hit, I guess, isn't it? It's shit. But
ever heard of a cold shower before? What is
that?
I mean, you could do that, Mike, but not enough sparkling water to do that.
I just make sure that there's always a camera on the floor just in case I drop anything, and that way I can.
Yeah, and then yeah.
I guess Lex, he's definitely never dunked his face in ice. You get me? but we absolutely love him. He's taking some time off from trading cryptocurrency to join us on the stream. Man like Rax is in the building. Hi, Rax.
Hey guys, hello. I'm here with my two nephews who are visiting from Copenhagen. So this is Cassius. This is Estelle. Say hello. Say hello. Yeah, you better be in the best behavior. You're talking about getting us cancelled. We have children in the building now.
I've got to be PG, man. What's going on?
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard.
Got to be PG.
It's gonna be hard.
By the way, guys, I'm not even like showing off or anything, but Rax did say that I'm his cousin's favorite YouTuber. So big up to his cousin. You get me? Nephew's favorite YouTuber. So big up to his nephew.
I got a feeling that Sam and Rax worked this out between them to get Jamie.
I swear to God, I did not. I swear to God. Wow. I can't be someone's favorite YouTuber. Like this gets me. Big up. I hope he doesn't pick up on any of the bad language I use. Though.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you never use bad language, Husam, so I don't know where you get
I never do. I agree with that. I never do. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. We already have 3 other people in the building. Let's get the likes up early. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. Everyone's links are in the description. Liverpool chats, football with Endz. I don't know where he is. Jerry James, Mike Das, and Raxing on Twitter. There's only one place to start, and it has to be the Trent news. So we're just gonna get into it. Mike, you're the happiest one here, so talk to me.
Listen, I'm just happy that we finally have our answer. It's pretty much that simple. I do think that, like, listen, very important player, incredibly talented, right? My issue is that the difference between him having a good game and him having a bad game is too wide. But that's just a personal grievance. I just think that when a player leaves, it doesn't matter. It's business, right? This happens. Players leave clubs all the time. It's just about how you do it. And with all of the information that's come out about it, you know, with the 2023 reports of basically Florentino saying you can only come here on our terms, which means that you can only come on a free. So if that means that you dragged us along for 2 years, that you could go on a free and you can get a £50 million signing bonus, which is essentially, if he's getting £11 million a year, that's 5 years. He's getting 5 years of contract money up front. That's 2 years of Erling Haaland's contract up front before he even steps foot on the pitch. And that's going directly to him. That's not going to the club. So with me, my grievances of him as a player have nothing to do with my feelings about how this is played out. We'll go out into the market. We'll get a different right back. Things will be good. If Trent wasn't here, I still think that we would be on the same amount of points. I think that if you were to tally what he's gained for us and what he's lost for us, we would literally be in the same spot. Maybe we would be 10 points ahead, but I really don't think that it would be that drastic of a difference. But it's just about the way he's doing it. And the fact that there's no logical reason for him to drag us along other than he receives a signing bonus. And the only way he gets that signing bonus to be that large is if Real Madrid don't have to pay anything to Liverpool, which means that he had to tell us the whole time, hey, you know, I haven't made a decision. I haven't made a decision. Meanwhile, the whole time he actually has. Personally, if that is what's true, and that's the way that he went about this, I think that Divock Origi is a bigger club legend than Trent Alexander-Arnold. And I hold that firm because there's nothing more disrespectful that you could do than to drag us, along for your own personal gain, right? If you wanted to leave, just be a man and leave. Just say, I don't want to be at Liverpool anymore. Don't drag us along. Don't make this all happen. But it is what it is. We'll move. This is a massive football club. Bigger players have left before. Luis Suarez left. Raheem Sterling left. Fernando Torres left. Michael Owen left. McManaman left. And I wouldn't put Trent on the same pedestal as probably any of those players. So, yeah.
I never usually speak second, but I've never heard more waffle and crepes and pancakes my whole life. This is not just waffle. This is 3 different types of stuff. Did you just say we would be on the same exact points with Trent not playing in the team? Even after watching that Carabao Cup final, you don't understand the difference he makes just by being on the pitch. You think we would have been top of the league had we had Kwanzaa playing right back all year long, or Gomez or Bradley? No, we wouldn't be. We wouldn't. his playmaking ability, the stuff that don't show on the stats sheet, which we actually found out on in the Carabao Cup final, like his diagonals, like his passing, like his playmaking, which means you have to press our right back, which gives us more space to operate, which we saw live in the flesh at Wembley. And you come and say, just all I have to say is just the Newcastle game alone. Newcastle away from home. Trent
That's
has
one game though. You can't take one performance.
That's already 1 point less. That's already
okay. Look at our hold on.
Example.
Counter. Okay, and I'm going to give you a counter example. Our best stretch of play when we beat the toughest opposition without conceding a single goal over 4 straight games against 2 different league champions. Trent Alexander-Arnold wasn't in the team, and we did not concede. In fact, we didn't even concede chances. We won 4-0 against Leverkusen. We won 2-0 against Real Madrid, and we won 2-0 against Manchester City. So
we're using a 3-game sample size.
100%, and you're using a 1-game sample size.
No, I'm not using a 1-game sample size.
You just
said we wouldn't be better off. I just said the Newcastle game alone, that's minus 1 point. Just literally 1. Like 1 game directly. So when you say we would be in the same point, immediately we'd be 1 point less without the
I said give or take a few. I think that we would be on the same. Maybe instead of 12, it would be 10. Maybe instead of 10, it would be 8, but we would still be leading this league. And we would still be leading it by multiple games. Like we wouldn't be tied with Arsenal without Trent. I'm sorry. It's just not and we wouldn't be below them. We would not be 12 points worse without Trent Alexander-Arnold in this team.
I think I don't think anyone's suggesting we would be 12 points worse, but we wouldn't be as good a team.
I'm not going to argue against that. I mean, as a collective throughout the season, sure, maybe we wouldn't be as dominant, but I don't think it's a 12-point differential.
And multiple seasons, right? Over the course of almost whatever time period you want, greater than a 5-game run, Trent materially improves our team because he brings us something that most fullbacks or no fullbacks really in the world can offer. So, yes, don't get me wrong, there are some negatives to his game. There always will be, but if you want to be a front foot attacking, possession dominant team, take the game to the opposition, which is how we've played and how the best teams in the world have played over the last decade or so. Trent is your guy. When Pep had the opportunity to play that type of fullback, what's his name? The guy who he used to, I can't remember his name now, but he chose to play him because he gave him something extra from that position. Trent, if Pep had Trent, he would play Trent. Whether that's right for us going forward, well, ultimately it doesn't really matter because he's going to go Cancelo. Yes. So it's a shame. I'm extremely disappointed. I wanted to be the bigger man earlier on the season. I was saying if Trent leaves, he's a Liverpool legend and stuff like that. But now that it's happening, I'm not going to lie, it hurts, and it's not good for the club. It's not good for the team, and he's done the right thing as a professional footballer, but because this is a profession ultimately. But at the same time, I would have hoped that sometimes your heartstrings can be pulled a little bit, and that may make a difference. On this occasion, probably hasn't.
He's being disrespectful, though.
This is Trent Alexander-Arnold. If anyone knows the reference, yeah, right. This man turned heel. Trent's turned heel. Right. It's as simple as that. I love Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's a fantastic footballer. He's Liverpool's most creative footballer by a country mile. He's everything that's good about Liverpool going forward. We know this. If any player wants to leave Liverpool Football Club, I don't mind. If he wants to leave, he wants to leave. It's just the way you leave the football club at the end of the day, and how you leave the club. You know, we've seen players leave on really bad terms, and we've seen players leave on really good terms. At the moment, it looks like Trent's leaving through the back door, and he's leaving on bad terms, which has got a sour taste in everyone's mouth. And I understand it being Liverpool fans. Trent looks like he's on about individual awards and legacy. And I think what's hitting a lot of Liverpool fans, that's killing a lot of Liverpool fans, is that he doesn't feel like he can have legacy at our football club, like the legacy that he wants. He wants to be known as, the Cafus and the Maldinis of this world. That's what he wants. You know, people might have never seen Trent Alexander-Arnold play football, but one day they hear about him and they know about him through that, like Cafu's and the Maldinis of this world. It's what Trent wants, and I ain't going to blame him for that. But I think Liverpool fans are just upset that he doesn't feel like he could do it at our club, you know. And obviously, there's a bit of a divide because you got the people that live in Liverpool and their point of view on it. People that live outside of Liverpool, different view on it. But I look at it as a Liverpool fan. If you're a Liverpool fan and you're a Scouser, there's no bigger team in the world than Liverpool Football Club. And I know it's Real Madrid, but world-class footballers have turned Real Madrid down before. You know, we know Stevie turned them down twice. We know Totti played for Roma his whole career. You know, he turned them down. Like Del Piero turned them down famously. Players have turned them down, but he wants legacy.
Reece James turned him down.
Yeah, he wants legacy, and for that legacy, he feels like he can only get at Real Madrid. And for Liverpool fans, I think that's what hurts. It's not the fact that he wants to leave. I think it's that part of it for me. But yeah, big up the Trent.
Two questions. Yeah. First of all, what's the right way to leave Liverpool? Yeah, from a Scouser's point of view, from a Liverpool fan point of view, what's the best way? What's the best way? Go on, easy. Go on.
The best way to leave the club is the way that Bobby Firmino did it. Announce that you're leaving. You're leaving. We all know you're leaving. You're not talking to clubs, or at least you're not publicly talking to clubs. Within that time frame, the season ends. You go on your way.
That's nonsense. Do you know why that's nonsense? Sorry to stop you there. Do you know why that's nonsense?
Sure.
Bobby, at the tail end of his career, when Bobby was not a starter anymore, was not regarded as a main player anymore, and the pressure, and Bobby was not regarded as you are going to be the future of this club. Liverpool completely differently have made Trent vice captain. They look at Trent as a Scouser. He could not just leave by standing in front of the Kop and being
he can't. I agree with Jerry.
Goes off into the sunset.
Why?
No. Why? Because he is the Scouser. That is why. That's why.
He's in his prime.
Secondly, you then speak about, I know earlier you went and said, be a man about it and come out and just say you're leaving. Let's go back to 2004, was it? When Steven Gerrard actively came out, turned down 100 grand a week and said he is leaving. He got death threats on his door, right? His house was getting raided. There were robbery attempts. The supposed Liverpool mafia wanted to they said they'll terrorize his family, right? That is what was going on, right? There is no, from a Liverpool fan point of view, and that's why I kind of agree with what Jamie's saying in terms of, look, Liverpool fans are upset because they want him to stay, and for them, there's no bigger club than Liverpool, and that's point I can't argue. There's no good way to leave Liverpool. The only way you can leave Liverpool is when you are finished at the end of your career or you're not good enough. That is it. That is it. If Virgil now, if we found out that if Virgil ends up going to PSG, right? If Virgil ends up going to PSG, I don't want to hear anything about, it's FSG's fault. Fenway Sports Group, they're the reason why, because it's the same thing. The same thing. Ultimately, there was no right way to go and leave Liverpool because for a lot of Liverpool fans, Liverpool is the greatest club on earth, right? The difference is we have not, and just Rack spoke about it, we have not lived through that Trent experience. Trent's been there for 20 odd years, right? The things we talk about and the things I dreamt of as a kid, walking out at Anfield and scoring a goal in front of the Kop, and he's done that. Winning the Champions League, he's done that. Scoring a screamer, he's done. Everything you speak about, he's done. So when you talk about bucket list things, it's like, what's next in his career? Now, yes, some fans would say, win more at Liverpool, become a local legend. But if that's not what he wants, then why are we upset about him leaving?
To
your point, he's not a good defender.
Which is fine.
He's not a good defender. You wanted to get rid of him. Bradley's got a start, but now he's a rat. I don't understand that logic.
Okay, personally. My counterpoint to you would be, number one.
I can't let Jared just destroy you. I'll be honest.
No, he didn't, because I need to counter. It's called the rebuttal. This is what happens in an argument. One turn goes and one turn goes. Number one, a video is
guilty.
A video is now resurfacing of Trent from like 3 years ago, literally saying, "I want to stay here. I want to become the captain. I want to become a legend. I want to do this. I want to do that."
How long ago?
3 years ago.
3. Okay. When Klopp was there still.
Plenty. Okay.
And Virgil and Salah.
Okay.
And hold on. I know you're going to rebuttal, but Virgil and Salah at the same time were securing their contracts, right?
Yeah.
You still had Mane at the club.
100%.
You had Diaz coming in. And the biggest one, you had Jurgen Klopp still there. The manager that values him the most. And no matter what we're saying about his defensive attributes, his arm was always put around him. He was made the centre of what Liverpool want to do. But cool.
Fine. The second rebuttal, which is what I stated during my statement. The reason why I'm angry is because of the reports about the fact that this negotiation between him and Florentino Perez has been occurring for 2 years, since 2023, right? And then you move forward to 2024 when these reports are coming out from Fabrizio Romano and other sources that essentially said Real Madrid told him, you can join us on our terms and our terms alone. Now, logically speaking, what would that be? That would be a free transfer because that's their MO. They want to do it.
100%.
Yeah, right. So to me, that means that if at the end of last season, he knew that he was not going to re-sign with us and simply run down his contract so that he could get a £50 million signing bonus, which is 5 years' wages based on the current supposed offer that he had, straight into his pocket, another $5 million directly into his brother's pocket, right? To me, that's playing us for fools. That's being disrespectful.
Who is it playing? But hold on. Who is it playing for fools? Who? FSG, the fans, his teammates. Who is he playing for fools?
The club.
Who is he playing for fools?
The club.
Okay. So he's playing FSG for fools.
Not me. I don't pay his
understand
contract.
that. So let's use FSG then. Let's use FSG. Did FSG agree to the terms of a 4-year deal? Yes. Did FSG know that this year the contract ends? Yes. Did they have an opportunity whether they had a vacuum?
They are not innocent, Jerry. They are not innocent. They are not innocent.
No, exactly.
They made many mistakes.
Exactly. So the first point of call we need to go address, and Husam's been talking about all the time, is the gross misconduct that FSG have engaged in that's allowed your arguably the three best players in their position in the world, right? Depending on what you think, right, is an argument, right? To run down their contracts all in the same year. The spine of the team, right, in terms of your centre-back, your main centre-back, your forward that gets you all the goals, and the scouser in the team. That doesn't only represent value on the pitch, it's the value that he's got to the fans, right? Within that time, you have allowed them to run down their contracts. Now, I don't know whether you've played football, I don't know what level or whatever, right? When you are signing a contract, right, you are putting things in place and you are ensuring that, cool. Let's say I end up running down my contract. What are my options going to be, right? What are my options going to be? Am I going to be able to do X in my career? Am I going to be able to do this? If this manager leaves, what am I going to do? That is not stringing along. That is business. If Trent signed a 20-year deal, for Liverpool fans, that is amazing because, oh my God, a Scouser stays. But in the same breath, we go and criticize Chelsea and criticize the players, talking about them being on death row contracts because they won't be able to go and leave the club. Well, it makes it very, very difficult.
You know what the example is there? We laughed at Harry Kane, right? Because Daniel Levy tied him to a death row contract for 6 or 7 years when he was a clear world-class player who could go anywhere and score goals for Man City wanted him, right? He could go anywhere and score goals. And then we laughed at him because he signed for that contract and ultimately hamstrung himself. And he couldn't
go to City.
Two things can be true at the same time. Trent can be right in his actions, which technically speaking, he's not doing anything wrong. I will give you that. He is not doing anything wrong. But at the same time, you can also be a POS about it. Like, two things can be true. I can be an a-hole and I can do the thing that is technically right.
But the a-hole, because you can only have the a-hole perspective.
But there's nothing objectively wrong with what he's doing. Exactly.
So you can only have that. So you can only have that a-hole perspective, and this is where people are different, right? From the perspective of, oh, I'm emotional about this. I wanted Trent to stay. I want Trent, as Jamie alluded to, view the club the way I view the club, as though this is the be-all and end-all, right? But players do not think like that, right? We go and talk about Zubimendi, right, being an idiot, not being ambitious enough for not leaving his hometown team and berating him for it. But the same player that's going and doing the same thing, right, regardless of what I think, remember, I want Trent to stay. I think Trent's the best right back in the world, right? We're looking at it and saying he's a rat, he doesn't know what he's doing, and we want him to fail. Ultimately, no player, right? No, if you go and assess the situation right now in the environment that Trent's in, apart from him being Scouse, why should he stay at Liverpool?
Okay.
Because to your point, I know you're gonna go. To your point, he's shit at defending. Right? He gets hooked off by this new manager every time. Bradley is better than him. Kwanzaa can play there and he's better than him. We don't miss him in those games, right? He doesn't get called up for England, right? And there's a club down the other road, right, where the owner Perez, is twerking for him and telling him, whether he's lying or not, is telling him, you are the best.
Can I add one more thing on Perez just before Mike goes? We're gonna give Mike. Mike, I'm gonna give completely the floor. There's the one thing I want to add on Perez. Is this very interesting? Listening to the two perspectives, I'm way more on Jerry's side. I'm like 98%, 100% agree with Jerry. Here's the thing with Perez. Perez is giving 40-year-old Luka Modric contract renewals. Now we sit up here and we say Trent is a snake. Okay, Salah and Van Dijk publicly have said for the last 8 months that they love the club, the city. They want to stay. They're dying to stay at Liverpool Football Club. They haven't yet renewed their contracts. So one second. Are the club snakes from that perspective? So are Liverpool snakes for not renewing the Salah and Van Dijk's contract?
Yes.
And I saw someone in the chat as well. I saw someone in the chat go like, when Mike was going like, oh, there's a way to leave. And one of the things is getting the club a fee. Okay. So when Coutinho left for 140 million, did we not feel like he's a snake? Yes, we did. When Torres left for 50 million record at the time, did we not feel he's a snake? Yes, we did. I can give you examples from the past. I'm not a new fan. I can bring you examples from 20 years ago when players left our club and we still thought that they were snakes and we still disliked their act, even that they did get the club a fee. And even when Gerrard wanted to move to Chelsea, by the way, that move was going to happen for like 40 million, which is genuinely... Yeah. You want to know what 40 million was in 2005? 200 million now.
No, okay, listen.
Ask. I swear, that was 200 million now.
Remove my personal feelings for him as a player, right? Like, I think that his faults... Okay, I focus on his fault. I still respect the fact that he's a fantastic player. Creatively genius, right? But to me, sometimes risks outweigh the benefits with him. And I think that the gap is too much. But regardless of that, regardless of my opinion of him as a player, to me... Yes, there was gross negligence by FSG. Under no circumstance should he be allowed to get his contract down to 12 months. And even if he does, someone back there should have had the mind to say, hey, could he maybe just be talking to them this whole time? Is he leading us along? You should have the foresight to that. And if anything, say, you know what? He might sign, but at the same time, he might go to Madrid. Maybe I should try to get a fee for him. Regardless of that, two things. Number one, if he wasn't going for free, I think everyone's opinion on this would be different, regardless of how you think about it. And at least for me, no, different in the sense of the extreme that it's going to, right? I think that the fact that the club is getting nothing for it, that's a highlighted negative. That's worse than selling him for 50 million. Selling him for 50 million, awful. Selling him for nothing, having him leave, even worse, is what I'm saying. It's one step above. It's one
but
step
I was there
above.
when Torres left to Chelsea just because we got 50 million.
I'm not saying he would be a golden boy. I'm not saying he would be an angel for accepting it. I'm saying it would be less bad. And it's just...
it doesn't move the needle though, Mike. So
which is fine.
It doesn't really move the needle.
Yeah, they would still call him a snake anyway.
Can I just say something?
But
Liverpool would never go accept a transfer fee for Trent Alexander-Arnold in the first place. Right, I've turned a little bit in this argument, yeah.
Me too.
I believe FSG and Liverpool have known Trent has wanted to leave for a year. And they are willing to let him go for free so they can give Salah and Virgil the contracts they want with Trent's money that he's going to leave with.
I'm fine with that.
Because I think that's the way FSG run. They want
You're
a cut.
Fine with that's why he's a snake.
They want a cut. They want a cost cut wherever they can, and I feel like Trent probably told them, "I want to go," because there's no. So the rumors coming out is that Trent's been talking to Real Madrid. Yeah, you're telling me that Liverpool never knew. do you know what I'm saying? So they never got a word at all that Real Madrid and Trent have been speaking for this long. Of course they would have known.
But Jamie, this happens. But this is what I'm saying. This happens with all this happens with all the players. If you had an agent, if your agent is not entertaining, different exit options. That's like for any business. They're constantly, even if I'm not selling my business, someone's going to be valuing it every so often. They're going to be going and giving feeders, what do you think my business is worth, to go and know the valuation. So they are going to, agents going to know it and be like, all right, cool. Just in case, let's say Slot comes in and Slot don't rate Trent. We need to have an exit strategy. Let's say Edwards comes in and says, you know what, we don't want Verge to sign, like what's going on now. They're going to have an exit strategy. For anyone sitting here today on the 8th today of March, right? Yeah, 28th of March, Friday the 28th of March, and doesn't think that Salah and Virgil van Dijk have not got exit strategies if they do not sign for Liverpool, right? You are out of your mind. If I was leaving, if my rent, right, if my lease was running out in 3 months, you think I'm not going to have things in place just in case I don't sign that lease? Well, I'm just going to end up on the day. I'm going to be like, well, I need to find a property now and do it all off the win.
That's the thing,
There's a board. I think it was. I don't know if it was a documentary or what it was, where they followed David Moyes around when he was at Everton. And they were talking about, okay, these are the players that we're looking at for this summer, next summer, and the summer. If you're well run, you want to be forward planning your squad, right? Potential incomings, outgoings. Look, we are amateur football fans. These guys are arguably the best. These guys are arguably the best of the best, right?
Speak for yourself, mate.
It's not exactly rocket science. I think, you know what, we should maybe plan our squad. Don't get me wrong. Based on that, some of the transfer business in the last few years has been a little bit shocking, or lack of transfer business has been a little bit shocking, as many as I pointed out. But I don't necessarily think Trent was looking at an exit 4 years ago, but I think what he did was right. When he signed a 4-year contract, he's like, okay, this is going to take me to 26. At the very least, it keeps my options open. I can still renew in 2 years. I can still renew in 3 years. Hell, he could still renew at the end of the season before signing a deal with Madrid, right? This is why I'm not sure about the whole ambition thing, because if he wanted to, he doesn't have to sign a deal with Madrid right now. Maybe they're going to force him and say, look, we need to get this service in place. But if he wanted to see how Liverpool do in the transfer market and then re-sign, he could potentially.
Hold on.
Hang on.
But the point is, he's keeping his options open, and then somewhere along the line, like you say, maybe his brother or someone through intermediaries say, okay, who might be interested, who is potentially interesting for this world-class player who's playing at one of the best clubs in the world, or if not the best club in the world, who would I consider possibly going to if maybe Liverpool goes down, maybe there is a lack of investment, maybe, whatever happens, Klopp leaves, all this kind. Because remember, Klopp's contract was supposed to end the season before. So his contract will be ending now, which would have been because Klopp renewed for a second year, remember, for two additional years, but then left after one. So we have to remember the timeline events. I can understand. Okay, Klopp's leaving here. I'll sign a 4-year contract. It's only 1 year after Klopp. We'll see what happens. Then Klopp extends. Whatever.
It's come from that. Yeah.
And then these talks start happening. Maybe just whispers at the time. Like, this is all plausible stuff. I can understand why.
Also, the club had the opportunity to get a fee for him in January.
The thing is, we didn't sell Darwin in January, so we weren't selling anyone, were we?
No, but I'm saying if the logic is the fee, we could have gotten a fee in January.
Can I be? I think the club
have looked at the 3 players that they got to renew, realised they can't renew all 3 of them because of the way the club is run, and they thought Trent was the easiest to replace.
But Jamie, you know what? But Jamie, I hear what you're saying, but where I think you're going wrong, right, is you don't leave it to do it to now. You don't leave it till now because you have to take the risk. Then at that point, you have to go and take the risk.
Well, that's why Virgil and Salah. Like if we look at the whole year of this saga been going on since last year, when Fabrizio said Madrid wanted him, we've been hearing all the rumours for the whole year. It's become true. We have heard no rumours about anyone really coming in for Salah and Virgil. No, so I think the club.
I think the difference is. I think the difference is that Virgil and Salah look or are ending their contracts at a different stage of their career. I think if you go back last summer, who was interested? It was Saudi, right? Virgil van Dijk's the one. Exactly. We said no, but Saudi were interested, right? With 1 year left on his deal. So they knew, all right, look, there's something going on. Now, we might not be privy to everything, right? But to that point, if Virgil and Salah would not wait until Liverpool would not wait until the last hour to just wait what Trent's got to go and decide to do, right? The way it looks to me from like optically is they've made a calculated executive decision where they've said we are willing to let Trent go from ages ago. Ages ago. This isn't something that they've just decided now. This is something that they knew. Otherwise, what they could have done if they thought that Trent was as pivotal as me, Husam, whoever might think to what Liverpool want to do, they would have said 300, 400. They would have given him whatever he wanted, right? Yeah. Whatever he wanted. And again, he's not going to ask for. They'd have given him 400,000. 400,000. You're the scouts in the team, and you're not going. The difference is, I guarantee Liverpool did not. Even if they offered the 325 that is rumored, right? It's nothing compared to what he's going to go get at Real Madrid. And then again, ambition. And then when we speak about ambition, on this panel, every single person in here has told me X player is not good enough. Diaz is crap. Gakpo's all right. Nunes is crap. Jota's crap. Soboslai's crap. Tsimikas is crap. Robbo's crap. And now Virgil and Salah, arguably the two best players, haven't even got their contract signed. Why would you sign for that club? If you play for this club, the club you talk about, why on earth would you sign for that club?
The more time passes by since the announcement, the more I'm blaming FSG. Genuinely, I have not changed my opinion since that day. I have even strengthened my opinion because the article that Dave O'Cop wrote regarding the ambition and the direction of the team, I think we might be really disappointed this summer. There's a possibility that all this horse shit we've been hearing is just pure nonsense, to be honest with you. And we're going to come up with the same stuff. Oh, look, Van Dijk and Salah stayed, so we don't need as much players. So we go sign like Kerkez and Ekitike and then call it a day, because that's just what Liverpool Football Club do, because that's how we're capable of disappointing people in the transfer window. I think that there is a genuine feeling from Trent's perspective that this club lacks ambition in terms of ownership. I don't think that ownership is ambitious enough, because given past data, we're going to win the league this season. Inshallah, we win the league, we lift the league, everything is perfect, right? Have FSG shown any proof in the past that they will do their absolute best to retain the league next season? The answer to that question is objectively no.
Husam, this is the kind of argument that I can't handle, because number one, we're top of the league by 12 points. Okay, so you can't make the argument that you want to leave for more trophies, because you're winning the highest major honor that you can win in England this season. Now, you could argue that you want to win European trophies. That I will give you. You have a better chance of winning the Champions League every year at Real Madrid. But you can't just blanketly say that you're leaving for more ambition. Now, when we use this word ambition, it's like a trigger word. It's like a buzzword. It's like what Arsenal use when they're looking at transfer targets. Oh, we're captivated by him. We're scintillated. We're monitoring. We just love to use that for FSG. I don't like FSG. I'm not an FSG supporter, but you can't just say that we're not ambitious. We're going to win the Premier League this season. Now, could you say that perhaps
in spite of them, not because of them?
Hold on. You could say, could we invest a little bit more? Yes, but let's just take a look at teams who are investing more, who based on this logic, you would define as being ambitious. Chelsea, £1 billion, jack shit. Arsenal,
Wrong.
No, what do you mean? They literally have won 0 trophies.
Chelsea are not ambitious.
Okay, but I'm just using.
Chelsea are not ambitious at all. They're signing 17-year-olds to sell them 4 years later. That's not ambition.
Your logic of ambition is spending money, right? Because
no, that's not my logic for ambition.
Okay, but Arsenal.
Well, you're going to make an argument based on something that's not true.
You want FSG to spend more money, buy more players, get higher quality, right?
You know what?
Have we been at the mountaintop before?
But Mike, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is though? It's not about the money. It's not about the money, right? Is
who you buy.
Trent was part of a cohort, right? That I know I've said it. I don't want to speak for anyone else. I said at one point we had the best goalkeeper, the best left back, the best right back, the best centre back, the best captain, the best DM, the best winger, the best centre forward, the best right winger, right? We had the best at one point, right? He is now at a stage where these players have dropped off, and to your point, Diaz is crap, Gakpo's Nunes is crap, Jota get rid, Tsimikas is rubbish. we've said this, right? He then goes and cool. Even though within that we're buying these players, Jurgen Klopp's here though. Jurgen Klopp now leaves. He looks to his left. Virgil van Dijk's contract isn't signed. Salah hasn't signed his contract, right? They're at the tail end of their career. What they do is completely different. If I sign, I'm here for the remainder of my peak, right? And then I'm done. He then goes and looks and goes, all right, cool. What players are you bringing in? New manager, what players are you bringing in? You bring in Chiesa, right?
Okay.
Slot, it doesn't matter what Slot's done this season. It doesn't matter what Slot's done this season because this season was not anticipated by majority. I don't want to say anyone in the universe. By anyone. No one thought that Liverpool would go and perform the way they are. Caveat that, and I haven't even said this anytime we've spoken about it. No one thought that City would drop off the way they do. No one thought that Arsenal would be this poor in terms of being able to go and deliver as well, right? and then you go and put all of that together, and within that they have discussions. So when Trent's having contract discussions, his agents will be asking, "What is the next 5-year plan?" And the names we are hearing are Kirkes, Semenyo, flipping. Whoever else from Bournemouth, Husam. What? That's the ambition you talk about, right? That's the ambition. Come on.
Husam might be going around with Madrid, Trent. So
what other club besides Real Madrid on the planet Earth would be having like the same players we're looking at? All of the other big six within the Premier League are looking at, except maybe Manchester City. But Manchester City are the closest thing to Real Madrid because Sheikh Mansour, his definition of ambition is trophies, not taking a 300 million pound club and turning it into 6 billion, which is fine, right? If that's what you want to use, and you just want to say you want to go to Galacticos.
But that's the point. But that's the point, Mike. Is that what you're saying is apart from anyone else, Trent's not being entertaining going to Chelsea for 400 bags a week,
which is fine.
It's not. So to your point, like you just said, is City. Like, if you want to put City there, or it's Madrid. And guess what? It's Madrid that are telling him, you are going to be the guy. Madrid are... he's not going to Madrid, and he's not going to Madrid, and they're telling him, yeah, you're going to be third choice right back after Valverde and Carvajal. They're telling him what he wants to hear. So when he looks at it, and you couple all of that, why would you want to stay?
And become Hazard?
The issue is, right, when we start projecting Liverpool into this situation, we're kind of making stuff up, right? When we start saying Liverpool haven't shown any ambition, really, this is a Madrid thing. Madrid appeals to him, right? He's one of the few football stars who are directly sponsored by Red Bull. I worked with Red Bull before. Red Bull is like a cult. They're not a drinks company that does marketing. They're a marketing company that happens to sell
drinks. Facts.
Yeah. If anybody who's worked with Red Bull knows that if you work at Red Bull, it's like a cult. He's got bigger ambitions for himself. Now, maybe this has developed over the years. Maybe this is part of the idea why he wanted at the very least to keep his options open. I don't think this is necessarily when we say that. Look at the transfer business, and we've been first of all. I really don't think that Michael Edwards or these guys are sharing any names with them because otherwise it will get out. And one thing that Liverpool does have in terms of transfers is they keep a pretty tight ship in terms.
You don't think so? You don't think so, right? Like looking historically, you don't think they'd be like, we're interested to get, especially your top players, because I can imagine a Salah, right? He's not like, yeah, you're gonna get me whoever, and he's gonna want to know, like, yeah, what players are you interested in getting?
But what I would say is that they would say, look, when we have bought players, look at how well those players have done. When Liverpool have spent money. The hits far outweigh the misses, even in recent seasons.
Michael Edwards didn't buy Darwin Nunes. He didn't buy Luis Diaz.
The crazy purple patch we had with Klopp, fair enough. But even recently, when we bought players, okay, people Chiesa and all this kind of stuff. But generally speaking, when we buy players, they end up doing well. They'll say, "Look at our track record of recruitment. We know what we're doing."
Edwards, when Edwards buys players, they do well.
Yeah. But even when we talk about Richard Hughes and stuff like that, of course his track record isn't as broad or isn't as wide, but they'll point to him and say, okay, look, this guy who's just come in. First of all, personally, they have to build a personal relationship because that's important. And then they'll say, look, even this guy who's done recruitment at Bournemouth, look at these guys, look at this manager who they've recruited over the last couple of years. He knows what they're doing. He's working within our structure. We've got the analytics guys. We've got a track record. obviously, the issue is, this is why I say Trent could still sign a contract. At the end, his contract could run out, and he could be a free agent and sit there. If obviously, I'm kind of exaggerating because I don't necessarily think that was the case. This is why I'm much more erring towards the side that Madrid appeals to him. And as a human being, I can't begrudge him that. Going to another country, learning another language, different culture, different style of football, all that kind of stuff. You know, Ballon d'Or, I don't want to say he has a bit of an ego. Going back to the Red Bull thing, he has a bit of an ego. Sure, any great player has a little bit of an ego. I can't. Yeah, and I can't. But we can't.
You can't when it comes to sports. When you come to sports and ambition, you can't go and begrudge someone for wanting to be the best. Every single one of these players you talk about.
No, but I could begrudge someone for turning on a dime.
But the greatest sportsman in history had the biggest ego in history, Muhammad Ali, right?
Yeah.
You can sit there and be humble. That's one side of it. But
this idea of like turning.
Can I just respond to Rax one thing when it comes to the ambitious point? I think this is important. Look, I think the model works to get us to the top, but the model doesn't work to keep us at the top.
But people say this, Husam, but they don't say. I've never really heard a coherent reason why.
Okay, I'll tell you why. Look, we've been on the mountaintop before, so we have. 2020, we were on the mountaintop of the world. I literally have a video I can play for you right now of Mbappe, who was the hottest prospect in the world at the time, publicly saying Liverpool are a machine, were unbelievable. I watched them. I saw Trent do my celebration. He speaks even amazingly about Salah publicly. What we've done from 2020 until 2024 is not of a club that wants to remain at the top. And that's the issue. I think with Manchester City, prime example, you win 2 league titles in a row, you go sign Erling Haaland. You win the treble, you make more signings again, and you win a 4th league title in a row. The issue with us is we've had plenty of summers that were disappointing, to say the least. Even, actually, look at this season. Prime example. We signed Chiesa. We are going to win the league, but no one can say we're going to win the league because of FSG or because of the model. We're going to win the league because Salah's having an all-timer season. Van Dijk is back to his best. Alisson has been probably more fit this year than previous years. Slot has done an absolutely unbelievable job switching the system. The emergence of Gravenberch. All of these things are the reason why we win the league this season. It's not like they went in last summer and they're like, you know what, guys? We haven't won the league in 4 years. Let me go sign Isak, Gordon, and let's just cook up this fucking league and let's destroy everyone. That's not the ambition level.
But what is the model? The model, the Liverpool FSG model,
sell to buy
is yeah. I mean,
even this summer we did a video yesterday with Tom. Let me just say one sentence. I did a video yesterday with Tom. We were actually calculating. We might make. I'm not even exaggerating. We fully gave objective number 300 million like in sales this summer. There's a genuine world in which we make 300 million in sales, and that's where the money to spend comes from, aka sell to buy. Now, what a smart institution does is let's get rid of Nunes because he's shit. Let's get rid of Diaz because he's shit. But the players that maybe let's say could be used as squad pieces remain.
Yeah, but the model is part of it is sell to buy. So get players who are clearly not successful, who are on or maybe on a downward trajectory, get them out of the top, who don't fit the system or whatever the case may be. But also, look, if there is a Mohamed Salah out there, we don't not the Mohamed Salah, but Mohamed Salah Mark II, who's playing for someone because there'll be a player who comes along, maybe not Mohamed Salah precisely, right?
That level.
But there will be an exceptional world class player out there somewhere, maybe at a PSG or something. And he will emerge in the next 2 or 3 years. We were interested in Mohamed Salah in the 13-14 season when Chelsea bought him.
I know. I heard this.
So the idea is you identify these guys and then you build them into the players. Now, I think that can still work as long as you have a decent structure in place. If you have a Van Dijk, you have a Salah, you have a Trent, you have other key pieces you can build around, you can bring in the next Sadio Mane.
But can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question. You were there when we found out that we could have signed Caicedo from Ecuador for 2 million from Independiente del Valle, and you heard with your own ear confirmed that we were offered Julian Alvarez and Enzo from River Plate for 50 million. Why didn't we do it?
But the problem is, Sam, and I've had this issue, this chat with Moby, right? When you're buying very young players, you hear about the hits, right? There are thousands of young players in South America that we are scouting both in terms of data and in person. And if you'll hear about the hits that, oh yeah, we looked in, we were interested in, blah, blah, blah. But so are other clubs. And B, if you buy every one of them, 9 out of 10 of them aren't going to succeed, because for every Julian Alvarez, there was another player, and
that's why
the thing is, right? I think the biggest problem.
And that's why it doesn't
have,
work. If you're saying 9 out of 10 don't work, okay, so we need to find the 1 out of 10.
And I don't even think.
But this is why they rely on more data. They don't buy straight out of South America. That's why when Salah, they were interested. They didn't sign him from Egypt, right? They let him come they saw him spot playing for Basel, and he was playing in the Champions League. Yeah, and he was playing in the Champions League. And they were interested. Okay, didn't get him. But then he went to Italy. Didn't do it at Chelsea. But he went to Italy, played well for Fiorentina, played well for Roma. They're like, okay, there's even more of a sample size. Let's get him. This is why they signed the 23-year-old sweet spot is what they went for. Even guys like go on, bro.
But to that point, because you that makes sense. But the difference is that the level Liverpool are at, you can attract those types of players, and that's where it comes into, Jurgen Klopp speaking about you want players of a certain age. He was looking at players that went through kind of hardship, that had struggled to go and get that cohesive unit where they all wanted to improve. Once you're at the top of the mountain, though, right? Liverpool struggled to go and get players in, even if they were linked, because players would look at that team and be like, well, like let's put it this way: if we still had prime Mane, Bobby, and Salah, Liverpool are not signing Alexander Isak. We're not even entertaining that, because that player's not even going to look at Liverpool, and that player's not even going to look at Liverpool because he's looking at it thinking, where am I going to play? I'm not playing in front of that front three. And the problem, and Spurs had that for a long time when they had Harry Kane, where how do you get back up to Harry Kane? You have to get a player that's this level, because you don't want the level to drop off too much, but also is comfortable sitting on the bench. Hence why we had the Origis for so long.
Yeah, but also we had a very solid team. But when that elite front three started dropping off, when Mane ended up getting moved, we bought Diaz, right? And Bobby ended up going out of the team. Mane was moved centrally, and Diaz ended up playing out on the left that season, second season when we finished a point behind City. So you can still
you can, but the problem, 100% you can. But this is go back to my point: is when we talk about Trent, right, and we'll probably talk about other stuff. I don't think so. But Husam thinks Diaz is shit, or Jamie thinks Diaz is shit, and everyone else thinks. So what it is, if we think Diaz is shit, and we're saying that he can move on, and Liverpool are entertaining getting rid of the player that was supposed to be that guy, it means that plan isn't working. That
exactly.
That we're talking about, where you had prime Mane on that left-hand side, we're trying to reach that level of player, but we're getting Diaz, right? And if you think Diaz is nowhere near, and I don't think anywhere near Mane, but if you think Diaz, he can't even do what you can there, then there's a vacuum.
But this thing about Diaz, but it's 3 years later, right? This 3.5 years later, when Diaz first came in. But when Diaz first came in, hit the ground running, he came in from Porto, and he was playing alongside Mane and Salah, and we were pushing City right to the edge.
Yeah, but would you argue?
No one was saying this guy's rubbish.
Yeah,
we were all happy. We thought, you know what?
They weren't.
We signed the next Mane.
No, 100%. And I don't think he's rubbish. I actually like Diaz. But what I was saying is, that's when you've got all the components in the club, all the components in the team that still were able to go and get the results. So when you're looking at it, that spine is still there. So when you're bringing in one player to go and come in, it's completely different. That spine is completely gone. And what you're asking for any player right now, which is where I understand fans have a gripe, because it goes to my point. As Liverpool, if you're a Liverpool fan, you think Liverpool's the be-all and end-all. More so if you're from Liverpool, because you've got that cult kind of following, is you're asking Trent to risk his personal ambition safety, or whatever, in terms of wanting and safety and what he believes he can achieve as a player just in football, right? To go and be like, cool, I'm going to sacrifice myself. Well, really, that's how we think about it. I'm not saying it's a sacrifice, just to put it out there. I know how the chat move, but I'm going to sacrifice my ambition and hope that FSG can go and conjure something up again. When in reality, you know how football is. We have that generation. We might not get those players ever again. We might not hit that level ever again. And yes, we're winning the league right now, but we didn't expect this. Not in the slot didn't expect this.
What I will say is that we have let it drop too far.
Stable.
I don't know. we shouldn't have been in a situation where, for example, we let Fabinho and we let Henderson go, and we let we let three midfielders go and brought in I think one or something. So we shouldn't. I think we went too far in the other extreme during COVID. I think it's. Yeah, I can understand why I didn't necessarily invest in one summer, but there were others. There was the following summer where you didn't invest anything. Yeah. We should have done more. I'm not. Look, I've been supportive of some of the stuff that FSG have done, and I've been critical of some of the stuff FSG have done. I like the fact that we run a self-sustaining model, but at the same time, sometimes if you have a company, if you have a business, you need to invest in that business, even if you lose a bit of money in the short term.
Yeah, exactly.
Ultimately, you know, it works.
Because you have to spend money to make money. Because when you go and you keep yourself at the top, you have more worldwide fans, and you have more people watching in the US, and more people watching in Africa, and more people watching in Asia.
With the way football is today, the way it's built with systems and data, I think, as Sam, what I've heard him say before as well, is that we're not always after the PR players. You don't have to buy them, yeah. You buy the players that will suit what the manager needs and will help out the manager, yeah. If it's a player we've never heard of, yeah, but we actually get him and you realise he's actually a very good footballer and he's helping the manager do what he wants to do, then we're happy with that, because that helps you grow as a team. Like I can't. People go lie, yeah. How many people really heard of Valverde before he went to Real Madrid? Do you know what I mean?
One.
Not one, yeah. But if Liverpool went and done that, I can guarantee you there'd be some of the fan base going, "Who's this young guy? From where? From what? How much?" Do you know what I mean? Because fans today look at PR players as the main example.
The thing is, Jamie.
The problem is we don't even make those transfers anymore.
But do you know why? But do you know why that signing can work? Is because when Real Madrid are making that signing, they have Modric, Cruz. They've got all the spine of the players in the team. So we go back to what Husam's talking about.
We could have done that when we had that.
When we had
the spine, we could have done that. I said over 2 million from you.
We got Seth Vandenberg and Harvey Elliott and Adrian. Exactly. That's what we decided to go and do. That is the difference. So when you're looking at it again, we don't know, and we're not privy to what goes on like in the changing room, just meetings with just people in the backroom stuff. It might not be like a great place at the moment. Just because you're winning doesn't mean it's a great place. We know before it was a great place, but if you think about it, it's like it might not be that. There might be a lot of uncertainty. Maybe they don't get on with Edwards.
And that's what we're trying to do now.
You don't know that.
That's what we're trying to do now. So we're trying to real be the team now. We've got the Gravenberches and McAllisterins. Now we can start. Now, if we keep Virgil and Mo, and you've got Allison and you've got Kanai, you can start buying them players that we should have bought years back.
But Jamie, can I ask you a question? What if we start bullshitting again this summer? Then what? Okay. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a genuine example. This summer happens. We go like, okay, center back, we're good. We like the four we have. Kirkez is now the starting left back, and we sign Ekitike, and we call it a day. Then what?
You can't call it a day after. Ekitike, I wouldn't mind.
No, I'm not asking you like about like what you think of those two.
No, you need to do more than that. You need to do more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but I can't guarantee that we do more than that.
I think this is the only time where Liverpool have got to have a real look. Like Mark Edwards has been brought back because I think we can all admit in the last 2 or 3 years, this club has been behind the scenes has been dysfunctional. Not the great work that they did before that in the years before that when we won titles and Premier Champions Leagues, where behind the scenes it was working, it was a function, it was doing well. Something's happened in the last 3 years where this club behind the scenes has gone to shit, personally, because you shouldn't, no matter how good Jurgen Klopp is, you shouldn't give him all the power. No manager should have all the power. You know, you shouldn't be going to your manager, who do you want as a sporting director? That shouldn't be his choice. You should be going, right, we're getting this Jurgen. This is going to be the guy. We believe you two can work beautiful things together and we're going to go places. So the last few years, our club has been run like shit. That's why these three guys, like, whose idea was it to have Virgil, Trent and Salah's contracts run out at the same time? I mean, that's madness. That's madness. So whoever in the last 3 years has been running things, has been running a shit show and mismanagement everywhere. Let's get back to how we used to be run. That's why I think they brought the likes of Edwards back and Julian Ward and the guy from Benfica. And, you know, they're getting all this team together because they want to get back to the way they used to run. And Michael Edwards knows how to run Liverpool under the contingents of FSG. So I think that's what they're doing. And in the years to come, it might look like it worked. Right now, they've got to get back to that. They've got to get back.
But do
to
you
that
agree this summer we can't
go.
bullshit around this summer?
No, you can't. But the thing is
hold
now,
on.
40 million players are the new 15 million pound players, yeah? So Liverpool, for the first time, are going to have to spend a lot of money. They've got no choice.
My problem, here's my thing. I'll use Caicedo as the example, okay? My issue is you have to do either or. The problem is we don't do either, we don't do or. Here's the issue with the Caicedo thing. You either go to Ecuador, buy him for £2 million and trust your scouting system that they have got this 100% spot on, or wait for him to go to Brighton and then go and offer the 60 million at the start of the summer before the Chelsea thing even starts, before the Arsenal thing even starts, and go get him. The issue is we're not doing either right now, and that's the thing that I have a problem with. Either go to the source country, like maybe a Manchester City is doing right now, and go get your next Enzo, your next Caicedo for 2 million from Flamengo, for 3 million from Fluminense. Prime example, you need a right back, right? I'll give you a name. Wesley, Brazilian League, Flamengo. We could go sign Wesley right now as a right back and come and make him our starting right back. We have to choose the style that we will go with. And to come back to Rax's point at the start, which sparked this whole debate, the reason why it doesn't keep us at the top is when you get to a certain level, there's only a certain ilk and caliber of player that you can sign that makes your squad or your team better. Meaning, when you are at the top of the mountain, as an example, someone like a Shaqiri makes you better because he's Premier League proven, he's experienced, and he can rotate multiple different positions. Someone like Origi makes you better because he gives you a presence off the bench. But you look at some of the other signings we make, Calvin Ramsey, Fabio Carvalho, Sepp van der Berg,
Dominic Solanke.
Dominic Solanke. Those don't make you better. Those don't keep you at the top, and that's the problem. So the Caicedo thing, I'll come back to it just quickly, Mike. I know you have. I'll come back to it quickly. Before he even stepped foot in Brighton, while, and this is key, Jerry mentioned this, while Fabinho, Henderson, and Wijnaldum are functioning, while they're functioning, while the system hasn't broke yet, go and get Caicedo from Ecuador for 2 million. Now you have your future replacement for only £2 million. That's the logic behind it. That's the Real Madrid model. Because where did they sign Vinicius from? Straight from Brazil. Where did they sign Endrick from? Brazil. Rodrigo, Brazil. Valverde, no one knew him. Camavinga was at Lille or at Nice, and they only signed him for 40 million. They didn't pay 500 million to get Camavinga. Chouameni, they signed him from Monaco for 60 million, while Kroos, Modric, and etc. were there. My problem with our model is we wait until Salah, Van Dijk, blah, 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 are essentially at the tail end of their career. Mane's gone to the shits and he's crap. Firmino's done. And then we go like, oh, now let's go look for the replacement. That's the problem.
But just to touch on that real quick, it's a little bit like, yes, I agree, but also disagree, because in the dead back in the middle of that, you essentially change your sporting director and therefore the entire structure of how you go after players. So if Michael Edwards had never left and this is how it had continued from that point on, I would agree. But because a fork was driven into the middle of the road, like I kind of have to sit here and I have to wait. Like Edwards does not buy players in the first window that he operates in. That's not his MO. He didn't. Well, he bought Kia. So we didn't buy anyone in January, but neither did a lot of people. Based on this summer, you know, if we do nothing, yes, I will 100% agree with you. But the fact of the matter is that we're going to be forced to, because we will have too many players leaving. Therefore, you have to. And what's the best window that we have had in the last 5 years? The window where 3 midfielders left, and we were forced to make 3 decisions. Now, should your club be forced to make a decision? No, you are correct. But at the same time, you know, we can look back in hindsight and we could say, oh, Caicedo, we could have bought him. I mean, I would use City as an example. They were, you know, at the top when they went after Julian Alvarez. You know, I wouldn't exactly consider that a position that they would be bettering themselves in, but he made the club better and he was young. But I just think that some of these things we're looking back in hindsight, and others, you know, we had a fork in the middle of the road. Like, I can't avoid that. I can't avoid the fact that Georg Schmadtke was my sporting director for a temporary 16 months.
He actually did more than that in the current
which is, yeah, no, okay, but again, Edwards has historically not bought people in the first window, and it's proven to be the correct decision. I said it at the end of the summer. This is either going to be the dumbest decision ever, and we're falling off a cliff, or they're going to be right, and we're all going to be wrong. I mean, based on I just saw a stat today. Our XG is like plus 44, which is double any other Premier League team. Plus, we're 12 points ahead. So, regardless of all the circumstances of how we got there and however you want to, rationalize that, we're at the top of the mountain without buying.
Ask you a question, Mike. Ask you a question. So, do you agree that if Salah and Van Dijk don't renew, then it's 100% on the club? That's those two specifically.
Yes, 100%. Which leads me into the following point, because I think Jerry has made a lot of good points with regards to Trent. I'm not going to change my stance because I'm loyalty above everything. That's just how I operate. And but I'm not here to talk about the personal semantics of the situation or point names and say names, because I haven't said any. I haven't called him a rat. I haven't called him a snake on this. I've just said he's been disrespectful. But this risk that you guys are talking about with staying at the club, right? That this is supposedly a risk. Okay, but just flip the coin. Going to Real Madrid is a massive risk. I mean, you've already won Real Madrid a Champions League at the cost of Liverpool. I mean, he should be given a medal the second.
You're so
in the Bernabeu. No, I had to get that one little uppercut in. But regardless of that, he could fail there. Like, he could easily go there, pull a Eden Hazard, completely fail, maybe have a couple of good moments, but it turns out that, hey, he's cost us too much. And 2 years later, bada bing, bada boom, they go out and they buy another person. It's equally as risky to go there. Now, it's not equally as risky in terms of, hold on, which is fine. But we can't just avoid the fact that it's not a risk. Like, sure, he will win trophies, but is he guaranteed to be the reason why they do? Absolutely not. It is a massive risk. Now, through this conversation, another risk that actually is logical that you could be looking at is us getting rid of him and us not playing with that style of right back. And maybe that's something that the club decided in their head. Maybe they said, you know what? I think it would be a force to get rid of Trent just before Arne Slot comes in. I can live with the fact of letting him go for free, but I think that in the future, Arne may not want to have this type of right back. Let me see what Arne wants. And then perhaps that's just not the style that he wants to play. Which is
Mike, what do you think we need this summer?
A risk going forward.
What does Mike think we need this summer? Positions, not names. Positions only.
I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, you need a right back because one of them is leaving. We need a left back because more than likely one of them is leaving.
Mm-hmm.
You need a striker because we have a bag of glass and a guy who can't hit the broadside of a barn door. Supposedly our left winger is leaving. So again, a left winger. Now, keep in mind, 3 of those positions, someone is leaving. So you're forced to buy that. This isn't something I want.
Carry on.
Right?
I have no problem with what you're saying.
In terms of what I want to see someone in the midfield. I want to see a creative 10. Like, if I got to pick what I wanted from this club, the right back would be balanced, defensively sound, offensively capable, not offensively spectacular, and we create through the midfield and not
center back. You don't think we need a center back?
Well, yes. Yeah, sorry, but again, but I'm talking about what I would want without necessity.
Here's what usually happens at this club.
Here's
what usually happens at this club. We sign 4 out of 6, and then next season, when the 2 positions out of the 6 that we didn't sign come back to bite us in the ass, we go like, man, these 2 positions
unless we have to, which we're going to have to, because if players leave, this club will. Okay, if we lose a right back, a left back,
say we have to, but we
a midfielder, a striker, and a
we never placed Lovren.
Yeah, we did.
No, we did not. No, we did not, brother.
Where did we lose center back rotation when Dion
Lovren left?
So we were how many center backs did we go? How many center backs did we add? Hold on. How many center backs were we at?
Sorry.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, body for body. It's like when listen, I criticize FSG all the time. I think that we have made mistakes, but one thing that is true is that when the numbers don't match up anymore, they buy players. So I'm not going to sit here and say that we're going to allow ourselves to go into a deficit of players. Could we buy the wrong player? Yes. But if we lose 6 players, we're not just going to not buy 6 players. We're not going to not cover those positions. We're not going to leave ourselves with a 13-man squad. That's just not going to happen.
You're not, but if you go and look at it and, like Liverpool look to find internal solutions, Karen Ramsey comes back, all of a sudden Bajcetic comes into the fold, they decide
then I would be pissed off 100%.
Yeah, but this is my point is
Stefan that bad?
He's correct. I'm sorry.
No, but what I was going to say though, why does everyone think we're going to play for 10 next season? Because the way
I just said I wanted to. I just said I wanted to.
I think Slot's realised that you need more aggression in the midfield. Because I think Slot wants to play a techie team. I think we can all agree with that. He wants to play a techie way. But I think he's realised in the Premier League it's more aggressive than he realised. And if you look at the way Gravenberch, Gravenberch's stats are mad. You know, everyone don't think he's a DM, but he's got the highest tackles and highest interceptions of any midfielder in the Premier League. You know, you need more aggression in that midfield. So we might change it up a little bit next season where the midfield just dropped a little bit deeper.
I mean, we might do, but ultimately, like, I'm sorry, like, right now we're faced with the prospect of Virgil van Dijk, Salah, and Trent leaving, and the names I'm hearing are Semenyo, flipping Kirkes, another winger, someone called flipping Hato that I've never seen. This right back that's from 17 years old at Ajax, and yes, they might go and come good.
And then they wonder why Trent's gone.
I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that.
Why is Trent going and signing Kirkes?
This is gross negligence, negligence. And what's going to happen, and it happens every season, there's going to be one player, and it seems like it's going to be Isak, right? Like, Isak's the guy that's going to come Liverpool. He ends up not going to Liverpool, and it ends up being another face on a Liverpool top that just didn't come. Just like Bellingham before, just like Tchouaméni before, just like
Caicedo.
Like Caicedo, like all these players.
Like Lavia.
And ultimately, the way I look at it, right, and I want Trent to desperately stay, right, is if I do not trust the ownership, and this is why I don't talk about the ownership, and this is why Husam keeps saying, like, I mean, he goes me into it, right, is if I don't trust the ownership, how can I expect the players to trust the ownership? Because they're the ones on the pitch doing the business. So it doesn't matter. And yes, it might all work out well, but it could also go tits up. And unfortunately,
it's a gamble,
no indication for me. Yeah, and it's a gamble.
100%.
It's a gamble. And it's a gamble.
I just wish, this summer, I agree completely with Mike. We need 6 positions this summer. I just wish for once we just go and get those 6 positions. I'm with Jamie completely. I don't give a shit if you want to go sign Julian Alvarez or Ekitike. Just go get the 6 positions that you fucking want. Just scout the players properly. So I'll give you an example. Let's say the nerds at Liverpool think that Ekitike is going to be the next Isak. Perfect. Sign Ekitike then. What I do not want is that you leave me short in a position. That's the only thing I do not want. Don't go this summer and go like, this club believes in, like, who was the guy that got sent off against Feyenoord, against PSV in the Champions League? That young kid. I forgot his name. Like, that young kid who signed at centre back, who we have at centre back, is going to be the 4th choice this season because we believe in his growth potential. I don't want to hear none of this horse shit right here. I think this summer now, Slot, and this is back to our manager, Slot has earned the respect and has earned the ability this summer to go and get every single position he wants. We have already allowed 2 target options for Liverpool, which are considered to be bargains and smart deals in Kvaratskhelia and Ryan Cherki get fucked up in January. What we cannot do is fuck up more transfers. So my problem, I have never been a names guy. You get me? Obviously, like, if you ask us all, who would we all sign? We would all sign like Isak.
Exactly. Yeah.
100%. Exactly. But if the club go like, I don't want to sign Isak because I want to sign the 4 or 5 other positions, no problem. I'm good with it. You think Ekitike gonna be the next Isak? Sign him. You think some random guy in Spain is gonna be the next Haaland? I don't give a shit. Sign him. Whatever it is you want to do, just go out there, get the shit done, and give Slot all he needs. That's all I ask for. And I'm telling you all right now, if Salah and Van Dijk don't stay at Liverpool Football Club, and I see one person in the chat or one person in a panel blame them individually, I'm going to lose my shit at you, because this is completely different to the Trent situation. It's 100% on them. It's 100% on Fenway Sports Group. And if we lose both of them, you can kiss title race goodbye next season. It's going to be top 4 race. I'm going to sit up here, bring Chelsea fans and ask them their opinion on the top.
Do you know the hardest position it might be for Liverpool to buy in the summer is centre-back? And the reason I say that, because I don't think Arne Slot wants to rotate his centre-backs too much. So you've got to go and try and get a defender that's going to be 3rd or 4th choice, knowing they're probably not going to play in front if Virgil does.
But you see the problem? It's already started in the chat. See?
You know, I think that
if Konate doesn't sign, they might have to sell him.
I think that's just the one position that will be difficult.
But Jamie, can you see what we're doing is that we're already thinking, yeah, we need to go and try someone that's going to be third or fourth choice. We need to go and find someone that's going to be in the first team, and they've got to fight it out, and then it might end up.
Yeah, but the problem is they're not going to come, are they?
But
like you said earlier with Harry Kane,
exactly. And the only way you can do that, and the only way these teams can do it is with the money. Show me the money.
Dinero. You got to pay more wages.
Okay, this is true.
It's like that guy from Bournemouth, yeah? No one rated him, yeah? Husam, is it Husam from Bournemouth? No one rated him, yeah? It's hilarious how quick this changes. Everyone did rate him, like, why are we going for this guy who's got poor aerial stats and all that? Real Madrid apparently interested. He's going there now. Everyone's like, oh, we dropped the ball on Husam. That's the mad world we live in.
With the Real
Madrid. Jerry, this is a very important point. This comes back to Max's point, which is we don't do either or. We wanted Husam from when he was at Juve, right?
You believe in Husam.
You believe in Husam so much, right? You think that Husam is going to be the next big centre back. Get him from Juve for 19 million. Why do you wait? That's the thing that pisses me off. Because you're saying like it doesn't help keep you at the top. Tell me how. Okay, so you will get Husam from Juve for 90 million. We're not all sat here going like we need another centre back in the summer. Problem solved.
But Husam, shall I tell you what it is? Liverpool look at it and they rate him, but they don't rate him that much. That's the point. Is that
that's the issue then?
And they've got a list and like, yeah, he's okay.
Hold on, Jerry.
They look for a sample size. He wasn't playing at Juve. He went to Roma and I think played reasonably well, but he didn't have enough data behind him. He certainly didn't have a year of the Premier League.
But that's the thing with signing the players that you described. They will never have enough data because they're all young.
That is why the big clubs.
But that's why the big clubs are always coming around a 23-year-old age.
That's why the big clubs sometimes let these players that he should have bought go to other teams first, watch them for a year, and then they go and buy them for big money instead of getting them cheaper before that. That's what all the big teams in the Premier League do. I don't know why, but that's what they do.
No, but it makes sense. But ultimately, what they do is they do that knowing, okay, we're in a
position
and we compare premium on wages and transfer fee. If we're going to operate like this small club, right, and just be like, yeah, we're going to pick out this £2 million signing. Then you just got to go and do what Brighton do.
You have to do it.
Go and sign 10 of them, and only one's good because Brighton.
We all agree.
45 players from Ecuador.
We all actually agree.
We are okay.
Apart from Mike, put him at the bottom.
Hold on. Because you have to hear me out. You have to hear me out because you guys are using logic. You guys are using logic based on a precedent of 4 years, right? From 2020 on. Right, since we won the Premier League, this is the way that we have operated. Before that, I think that we can all agree that the way that we operated brought us success: consecutive Champions League finals, a Champions League final win, a Premier League trophy. Right. Since then, not so good. Right. What's the difference? Someone left the club. Now, why did that person leave the club? What is the consensus among the fan base? That a certain member at the club didn't want to move certain players on. And another certain member of the back staff wanted to continually move players forward, continually buy, continually do this, do that. So if based on what we feel like is the reason why Michael Edwards left is actually the reason why he left, then this first summer would actually be, to Rack's point, our sample size, our new sample size. We can't use last summer's because, again, historically speaking, he doesn't buy players in the first window. January is January. It is what it is. I mean, we're not the only club that didn't buy someone, and we're also not the only club that's sitting here saying, I wish we did buy someone. So that's not something that I could solely blame us for. If going into this season, if everything was true about why Michael Edwards left the club, then you would think logically that's what he's going to do. He's going to look at the midfield and every other position and say, I don't care because I understand that you have an expiration date. And I'm not going to put myself in a position like we were in 3 years ago where my 6 has already expired. And now I basically have to drink sour milk for the rest of the season and hope that I don't get sick until
sour milk.
So essentially, like, I agree with everything that everyone's saying. But the difference that I have is that the reason why I think he left is the reason why he's here now. With that, roadblock gone, this summer would be the opportunity to see it. Now, I can't sit here and I can't future tell. So I don't know how it's going to be.
But I
I'm
hope,
not gonna,
Mike, that you do keep your energy similar in the
what
summer.
I would 100%. I would 100%. But I'm
no
not
one
going
change their energy in the summer. I beg you all. Okay.
I am not going to
just to
change my
understand,
energy
Mike. Just
unless
to
it's
understand.
forced.
Cool. Just to understand, so the chat understand as well. So if in the situation Virgil and Salah also leave with Trent, right? You are trusting Michael Edwards.
No.
No. We can't do that because if you're saying the reason why his comeback is here, if they leave, that will be.
You're misunderstanding my point because this was not about.
You cannot have it your both ways. If he makes that decision, it's for the betterment of Liverpool Football Club.
My point was not about Virgil or Mo. My point.
What we will do. What will happen?
Hold on, Rack, because he just put words in my mouth. This point.
No, I didn't.
No. This point was about overall transfers, not about Virgil and Mo. Okay, I think that those are essential.
Mike, all right, cool. Mike,
Virgil and Mo are essential.
All right, overall, Virgil and Mo leave, but we decide to. But Michael Edwards trusts the Excel spreadsheet, and he has other names lined up, and he feels like he's going to bring back that success from whenever they came from when Michael Edwards came into 2020, that period where you spoke about all this success. Are you going?
He didn't want to get rid of the spine. But hold on.
But the reason, hold on. But
the question, mate.
No. But the reason why there are contract issues right now is because they can't come to terms, whether it's wages, contract length, whatever it might be. Status, it's not status in the club, but you know what I mean, right?
Michael just got rid of 325,000.
Yes, but they still haven't signed. At this point in time, Michael Edwards, right, is saying, this is what you are valued. We've put the data into this system, our platform. It's come out and said, this is your value. This is your valuation. We are going to pay you X. If they turn that down and ultimately leave the club, you are telling me that because Michael Edwards has this proven track record of what he's done before, and you trust him so much, you are going to, again, with the package, with all the signings, whether it's a Husam coming in, Semenyo to replace Diaz, Gordon may be coming in, Isak might come in. You're going to trust that and say, you know what? Because it ultimately is for the benefit of Liverpool Football Club, correct?
Because this point was not about Virgil or Mo. I don't think that those are replaceable players under any circumstance. So I would not place that logic upon it, right? So right now you need to have a gripe with Michael Edwards then, because they have not signed. And he's the director of football, or whatever, everything football related. This is about transfer. The point that I was making is about buying and selling players, not about re-signing essential functions of the team. Should they be getting at for not getting this done? 100%. But the conversation before was about buying players, the strategy behind buying players, not about re-signing Mo and Virgil. So my point was about what Husam was saying with regards to who are we going to get in? Who are we going to buy? How are we going to stay at the top? Now, one of those ways to stay at the top is to keep your essential players. You cannot lose both of them in the same window. You cannot lose Virgil and
Michael
Mo
Edwards thinks
at the same time.
Benefits Liverpool in the long run, then what?
Listen, if Michael Edwards thinks that it benefits Liverpool in the long run, and he does that decision, and he goes along with that, I'm going to be insanely furious. But if Michael Edwards makes that decision and we end up winning, then all of my fury looks like I'm an asshole.
Do you know what it is?
That's the paradox.
Do you know what it is?
This is how we all Jerry stream ever. Like
it could work. It could work, right? It could work.
Misunderstood my point.
But what Michael Edwards would do, he would go, right, this is going to work, but it's going to work in 3 years. The problem is we haven't got 3 years to wait. We need it today.
Yes, we ain't going to wait 3 years after winning.
So it could work in 3 years' time. But what we need to do, Liverpool need to start buying the players of today and the players of tomorrow at the same time. That's what Liverpool need to start doing. It's a simple.
Unless, and this is a theory that I heard the other day. Unless Liverpool have said, "Wow, we've actually won the league this year." That gives us a 4-year window.
Don't go there, Terry. Don't go there.
To go and get back
I'm
there
trying
again,
to be optimistic.
If they run it back with the same team, you will see rants worse than Zubimendi rants. Like I'm telling you right now.
Sam, I'm actually willing to bet you, right? We sign about 3 players max, maybe 4, but we're running it back. And the starting lineup is the same lineup we're seeing.
I don't think so. I don't. I highly doubt.
You know what I want? I just want Nunes, Diaz, and Jota like hand in transfer requests, so you could just not do this again. Like that's the only thing.
Who do you think we blatantly sell? Like, who do you think we actually sell from this football club? I think Darwin's definitely gone.
I think Darwin definitely gone.
Apart from Darwin definitely be gone. I don't know who else, you know. I don't think they're going to sell Kwanzaa. I don't think they're going to sell Gomez. I don't think they're going to sell Van Dijk. Don't think they're going to sell
Tsimikas,
Konate.
I think goes.
Tsimikas goes. Yeah, he can go.
I think genuinely
Diaz,
based off way
Diaz
we have
only
way
go
too
if
much
a price
information
comes
on
through.
Elliot leaving. I think Elliot definitely goes.
That's the three. And that's the three.
Yeah.
Tsimikas, Elliot, and Nunes.
Oh, and Kelleher.
Garkaz, Ekitike, Sharky.
Luis Diaz will go. Okay. Oh, you know.
Luis Diaz will only go. By the way,
there's no winning here. There's no winning here.
Rack looked like he's gonna throw up in his mouth.
You know, I'm not a big fan of Luis Diaz, obviously, but Luis Diaz will only leave this football club if the right price comes for him. They won't.
Yeah, Barcelona.
If they come with 70 million, they're not going to sell him for less than that.
And Jamie, considering what you like, I promise you ain't gonna like the replacement because we really like Nico Williams.
Oh, fuck.
What we will learn.
I promise you all, we love Nico Williams.
If those two leave, one way or the other. I know Sam said we ain't got 3 years to wait, but ultimately, all of us are going to be here in 3 years, right? So,
fuck no,
3 years.
I don't know, mate. To be honest,
I don't got a fucking choice. If
Mike is
if
still going to be trusting Michael Edwards.
You're completely misunderstanding the point, and it's
okay.
This has nothing to do with Virgil and Mo.
You're way too far down. Like,
no,
Mike, it's over. Just let it. No.
Don't let Mike go. You're taking a mile. I'm giving you an inch, and you're taking a mile. You're taking a mile. No, you're taking a mile.
Wait. There remains a point, right? Because ultimately, whether they leave or not, probably in two. Ultimately, Salah and Van Dijk will leave at some point. We will need to rebuild at some point, right?
Yeah, we will.
So in 3 years, whether it be in 3 years' time or 4 years' time, after they've left, we will know whether Michael Edwards. Because remember, the Michael Edwards era and the top era, they kind of coincide with each other. So we gave credit to Klopp, we gave credit to Edwards, and to varying degrees. Now is the Edwards era, is the Richard Hughes era. We will see one way or the other whether these guys truly were all they were cracked up to be or not, and we will see.
I'm going to tell you exactly what's going. Hold on, I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen this summer. Exactly to a T. To a T. This is what.
Go on, I'm all ears. Let me sit up for this.
This is what I will. Number one, Trent Alexander-Arnold goes, right? So that all of the money that's going to that contract is now gone. Let's just assume 325 is what they offered. Now, let's assume that we offered Mo 300. 100 of that 325 to Mo. $400,000, whatever a week. Okay, I'm gonna exaggerate, right? Probably not gonna be 400, but we get Mo what he wants. He signs to a 3-year deal. We get Virgil what he wants, signs to a 3-year deal, right? They're just both on 3-year extensions. That way, you actually have the ability to sell him. Maybe it'll be 2 years. I think probably 3, so that you have the ability to sell him later on, regardless, right? So if those two are staying, let's just get that out of the way. Tsimikas is probably going to leave. Luis Diaz will most likely be bought. Darwin Núñez is going to go. And I think Harvey Elliott's going to be sold, right? So those are 4 guaranteed players that I think are leaving. Harvey Elliott just does not get used enough. I don't think that we're going to go after Alexander Isak. I think that this is all bullshit. There's absolutely no way. We're not spending 150. That is not a Michael Edwards signing to make under no circumstance. If we do, I would
Virgil was 75, so I wouldn't say it's not a Michael Edwards signing.
But the thing is that it depends on
the perceived value. If they think that this guy
is worth 150,
can take us to the next level,
I don't know.
They will do it because it's about value. Because ultimately, that guy who's 150 maybe worth 200, 250. He takes us to a Champions League over the next 3 or 4 years. That's what it's all. Van Dijk was for a while was the most expensive player, but within half a season, within 6 months, you knew that not only was he worth it, he was worth much more. So you only know after the fact.
Perhaps, but that's a lot of money for one player. Personally, it's never really been my MO in any sport. I'm a Mets fan. I'm not happy about Juan Soto. That's a $600 million.
Oh, can I ask you one question, Mike, before you carry on? If Michael Edwards was here 3 years ago, or when we got Darwin Núñez, Darwin, we were linked to Darwin Núñez and Isaac, and we bought Darwin. Who do you think Michael Edwards would have bought?
Isaac.
Yeah,
So, that's why I do think if the money's there, I do think Michael Edwards would try for Isaac.
If it's there, fine. But I think that we're going to go out. We're probably going to get this Kirkes kid, based on how strong links are and the fact that I think that it's realistic. I could see us buying Frimpong. I don't know if that's the guy. I could also see us promoting Connor Bradley and going out and getting some no-name kid from the middle of Brazil and sticking it behind Connor Bradley. Center back wise, Hato to me seems very realistic. Husam seems very realistic. Keeping Kwanzaa at the club also seems realistic, but then you have to worry about Konate's deal, right? We're going to go out. We're going to get a striker, a left wing, and then the issue for me is that if you sell Harvey, you have to buy a central midfielder, or you recall Stefan.
Hold on. Just to go, all these players, are they starters for Liverpool? Or are they just in the squad?
I think Kirkes would end up starting because I think Robbo would become the rotational player, and Kirkes would be the starter. If Frimpong comes to the club, I think that he gets in over Connor Bradley.
Okay.
Whoever comes in at the 9 is automatically a starter. I'm sorry, I don't care who it is.
So really, it's the 3 signings that we spoke about. So it's going to be, as Sam said, Ekitike, Kirkes, and Fipin.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck this.
Woo!
Fuck this.
Third place, Liverpool.
But hold on. Like, whatever the thing that I am fully confident on is that no matter, like, if we get rid of 6 players, I fully expect 6 new players. I don't expect them to go out and recall every single kid that we have on loan and say,
but you know what it's going to be. It's going to be, Bajcetic is going to come back and he's just going to fill up the space that Elliot did, because Elliot.
I don't think Slot rates him, Jerry. I don't think Slot rates him.
No, but whoever it is, whoever that player is, that's what it's going to be. That's the biggest worry. I do not see Liverpool in one window signing 6-7 players to go and replace.
To be fair, I don't want us to sign 6 or 7 players in the window anyway, because that's too much for a team sometimes, ain't it?
Jerry, scenario.
Yeah.
Scenario, right? Let's just play this out.
Can you land the scenario? Because I want to ask you guys about the Everton.
No. I just want to see where Jerry's head's at. So let's just say
he's landing eventually.
Jerry's head's at is he's cooked you 7 times on the last side.
Relax. He took my point and he ran a fucking marathon with it. Listen, what if? Let's just say this is how the summer goes down. We sell Tsimikas, we bring in Kirkes, right? Boom. So Kirkes is your starting left back next season.
Even wrecked his board now. Look,
right. So you have Kirkes at the left. You have Allison in goal. Virgil van Dijk and Konate are there. I'm just going to go through the starting 11. We're not going to talk about any of the backups, any of the XYZ. So you got Kirkes, Virgil, Konate, and let's just say Bradley or Frimpong. I really don't care about that. Then midfield, you have Ryan Gravenberch, you have Alexis McAllister, and you have Dominic Szoboszlai. Right. Then up front, you have Cody Gakpo, because I think that we're going to sell Luis Diaz and we're not talking about backups. Let's just say we took the money from Núñez and Diaz and we bought Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak's in the middle. You got Mo Salah on the right. On the bench, you still got Chiesa. Let's just say we kept Diogo Jota. Let's say we bought some, I don't know, random Brazilian guy for a striker. Let's just say, we even said, fuck it. We're going to buy Ekitike, whatever the fuck his name is.
Ekitike.
With that starting 11, do you not feel like that is an improvement?
No.
Okay.
Frimpong, the thing with Frimpong, he doesn't play right back. So,
but it doesn't matter. We could have put anyone there. He's not better than Trent.
So how would you change that starting 11 to be to your satisfaction?
How would I change that starting 11?
I'd get Kimi. If I was going to buy right back, I'd buy Kimi.
I do it. Don't do this.
Trent's completely out of the picture. He's in Real Madrid. How would you change that starting 11?
Kimi at right back. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, can I tell you how
that's not realistic. Buying Hakimi is not realistic.
Like my satisfaction. Let me tell you my satisfaction.
Should be realistic. That's what we're saying.
Yes, I'm going to be realistic.
That's a different
I'm going to be
argument.
realistic. According to the fact that we're going to make 300 million pounds in sales, I'm okay with Kirkes at left back. I don't give a shit. That's calm by me. I think because Guehi's in his last year of his contract, you could get him for 40 to 50, which I think is
Virgil and
objectively
Konate
good.
are starting regardless. So Virgil
Yes,
and Konate
yes,
are the
I know,
starters.
but you can get him anyway, which is good. And I think he's versatile enough to play left back as well. So I'm going to get
And I
Guehi
think
in.
Guehi could compete with Konate to start as well.
And he's homegrown, so that's a positive.
Okay.
And
Fair.
I would in midfield, I'm going to go get Baleba.
Well, right back.
I'm going to go spend the money in the midfield. I'm going to go get Baleba. Right back, I'm going to go get one of the two Brazilian ones, either Wesley or Vanderson. I like both. Whichever one. I like both of their style. I would sign one of them. Forward line, I sell Diaz, Jota, and Nunez. I get Jonathan David on a free. Dream would be Isak. If we can't, sign whoever the fuck you think is going to be the next Isak. I don't care. Whichever scout.
Liam Delap.
There's a possibility we get Delap, by the way. I'm not even joking. Left wing, let me tell you
I
for
like
now,
Liam Delap. I like him.
whether you like him or not, I know for a fact, listen, I'm not an ITK, but Mike, you've been watching my channel. You know that I do when I say names, I'm not making shit up. I know we like Alex Baena. I know we like Sherky. There's plenty of players I know we like. Who we get, I have no idea. We like Nico Williams as well. Like, that's someone that we're looking at because he has a release clause, but I think he might say no because he wants to go to Barcelona. So that's what I think will happen. I can't tell you who we will sign, but I can tell you who we won't sign. I don't think we get Cunha because the club thinks he has attitude problems. There are players that we have been linked with that I simply don't see us getting. There's no world in which we get Jokeres as an example. I don't see us getting Jokeres unless he's going for 40 million or something. We are not going to get him. So that's basically what I say. Let me just do these super chats and then ask you guys about Everton because we spent 1 hour frying Mike unnecessarily.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good.
I set up a poll.
I'm as cool as
405 votes. Who is to blame? 56% say FSG and 44% say Trent himself. So you get me? The chat has spoken publicly. Big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Thank God we started this show early. Thank God we started this show early. You get me? Big up to Straight Talker says Trent gifted Madrid the Champions League. He has cost us in very important games. This revisionism is such a
It was actually Robbo on the other side of the pitch because
it was Robbo
cross, but no one ever.
You're all here like, oh, Andy. Big up to Josh. W's in the chat for Josh dropping in the 20 piece. Shukran Habibi. He says, I don't mind Trent leaving, but I'm not wishing him luck. I hope he fails. Trent chose an individual award over a World Cup.
It's what people feel. It's what people feel, man. It's what people feel.
Yeah. Listen, Josh, you can be mad. That's completely up to you. I'm not angry at you being angry. You can be angry, mate. You get me? There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat.
You can't
Leroy, just because you Leroy, just
maybe
because you the super chat doesn't mean you could take the piss out of one of the panelists. I'm not gonna read this, but big up. Big up to Aiden says, Jerry, are you Trent or his people? You're a Liverpool fan.
I'm a Liverpool fan, but I can be objective. But yeah, appreciate the donation.
I don't even understand what that super chat said, but
big up to Zayn who says Shukriya bhai. He says I'm a Milan fan, but Liverpool fans blame FSG for not renewing Salah and Van Dijk contracts, but they gave them 3-year 500k a week contract and they drop off in the club, aren't able to move them on. FSG will still be remembered. No, I'm saying this is the biggest FSG outer on this panel. If they give Salah and Van Dijk the money that's expected of players at their caliber and they fall off in the second year, I'm not going to blame the club at all.
Do you know what it is? I'm not going to lie. If I'm being honest, that's why I will, because at Tarak's point, we're amateurs just sitting online ultimately and just chatting with you guys in the chat, right? If they sign these players and they fall off next year, right? And Liverpool are at a, I can't just perform at a poor level, and ultimately we drop off and we have to carry on playing their wages and they're terrible, which I don't think they were. I'm going to blame FSG because this is what you're paid to do.
Because you're meant to look at the data and stuff like that.
Exactly. We're just fans. Again, I'm hopeful of this stuff. If I say, yeah, sign Isak, and then Isak's injured for his whole career at Liverpool, I'm going to blame FSG because they've got the data that we're just not. You know what I mean?
He's injured.
By the way, you know
with Salah and Van Dijk, even if they're 70% next season of what they are right now, I still think they're the best in the league.
Can you imagine? Right, Trent decides, you know what? I'm getting too much abuse. I don't want to do a Stevie. I'm going to stay. And he comes back to the club and goes, you know what? I want to stay. And the club go, well, Trent, we're very sorry, but we just signed Virgil or Mo back up. We can't afford to keep you now.
that would be the funniest fucking thing ever. I would be so happy. That would be so fun.
I could see that happening, you know, it'd be mad.
Mr. Link says this timeline doesn't add up if he decided in 2023. I don't think he decided in 2023. I think the thing about him speaking
End
to
of
Madrid
last
for the last
season,
2
he
years
decided.
is a whole load of shit, to be honest with you. I don't believe this at all, Mr. Link.
End of
I
last
know
season, I
it's
think he
wanted, but
decided.
No, but
there's a reason why Don Husam from Jordan gets so much hate, because of the PR that FSG have in the media, and the PR that they have in the club ambassadors, and the PR that they have on YouTube platforms, the two biggest platforms. Unfortunately, I can't combat it by myself. I just can't. You get me? I know there's people who do combat it as well. I know there's people who speak up against the owners, but the PR machines, guys. David Ornstein, in the middle of the summer, with him getting a phone call every 5 minutes, had time to write an article about how great Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, and FSG are, only for us to get rejected by Zumendi and sign fucking Chiesa.
Well,
So,
he knows him on a personal level, I think, don't he? So they're probably mates.
yeah, but you should never mix that. Like, I know Mike, that's on a personal level. I'm not going to say.
Yeah, but
he's
you'll
the
never
best
go write
in
anything
the
nice about Mike, are you? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I am the best. You just don't want to admit it.
No, I think Kopish is the best pound for pound Liverpool channel.
Not that, I mean, I don't have a channel, so
Jamie second. Go on, Karen.
can't compare us. Can't compare us. I'm not
Jamie,
creative.
close second. FSG got us, big up to Gagandeep, says FSG got us the top, but ambition isn't to take us a stage further by strengthening our position of power. It's to do what's required to become the best in the world. Therefore, we've outgrown them. And that's my point. And that's what I think I have given objective reasons to Rax to explain my logic, which is obviously, like, I don't think they keep us there. And that's the thing that I have an issue with, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
we will
Bring
see
us
this
Qatar.
summer.
Bring me Qatar. Bring me Qatar.
I hope so. Inshallah. Hey, Sheikh, call me, man. I've spent 6 months translating spaces. Big up to Skazer Doyle. Says both arguments are correct. FSG lack ambition and we won't reach our full potential with them, but Trent also will. Van Dijk and Salah are more scouts. You see, Doyle, I generally have no problem with this. If you're a Liverpool fan and you're upset because Trent said this means more and then he left, and you're upset because he's leaving the club, wallahi, no problem. Yeah, no problem. I have no issue with it. But as long as you acknowledge that FSG also lack ambition, I'm like, okay. No, that's
Doyle,
fine.
basically what
Bit of
Doyle is saying is
Both things can be the same. Yeah.
We call that the
basically
Callum
what
Sanderson special.
Which is what I
Sit on
said
the floor.
before, but everyone said I was chatting shit. But that's okay.
what Doyle is saying is that Scouse isn't. It doesn't depend on where you're from. It's just state of mind. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, it's
So,
just a state of mind. You know, Doyle is
Loyalty.
doing the Callum Sanderson, which is sit on the fence. Big up to Omar Hussein, who says Liverpool will make over 80 million due to this year's Champions League format, plus Premier League win money, plus the sales. We don't just have a war chest, we have a nuclear war chest.
I have the GDP. I have the GDP of a small country to spend.
We
I
have a
better spend
GDP
it
of a
properly.
country, like literally. So will we
Liverpool-
spend it or no?
Liverpool will have the most commercial revenue out of the Premier League teams next year.
Yeah. And where will that money
Plus,
go?
we have fucking Adidas money. We're switching kits. Adidas is paying us.
And we're by Frimpong. Woo!
Tell Jamie's had enough already. Big up to Introvert Audio says it's become very confusing. We'll wait for post Klopp Edwards FSG to see who should really blame. Yeah, but this summer, khalas now, like no more games, mate. You get me? Like the games are done, broski. The games are done.
This is the final straw. This is like if they mess this summer up, like everyone for the first game of the season just shouldn't go. It should be empty had, but it's Anfield, empty field, no fans. Get the fuck out. Simple as that.
Agreed. Big up to Donny. Big up Donny Van de Beek. Big up to Johnny LFC. Johnny FX1. If you know, you know. It's simple. That at joining Real Madrid, our rivals in the Champions League, he cost us one, falling asleep at the back post again. Donny, I'll be honest with you, bro. The revisionism of that final in Paris is such horseshit. I don't think Trent cost us that game. Courtois turned into Gordon Banks from 1966. There is nothing we could do about that. And Keita, Fabinho, and Thiago were playing on steroid injections in their knee because we refused to sign players in the January.
Husam, you know, I saw something on Twitter, someone saying that Trent got lucky with the corner, and that it actually wasn't that good. Then they spoke about how it bounced before it got to a
No, they didn't. That's
You know, Robertson actually kicked that. It wasn't Trent. It was Robertson.
I have the proof. Yeah, I do. No.
Husam, Jerry, Liverpool can do things similar to City, Madrid, as Liverpool can never become Madrid, and you need an Arab owner, Romer, to turn Liverpool into City. Otherwise, it should be trust the Edwards process. This is not true at all. I mean, prime example is Arsenal, the Cronkies. The Cronkies are spending a shitload of money. They're just giving it to idiots to spend it. But they are spending money. Like, if you gave Jurgen Norbert Klopp 700 million to spend over the last 5 years, I promise you, minimum.
He would have bought Mario Götze, though. We would have had Goetze and Andre Schürrle.
Here we go. Oh, Mike. My name's Mike, and I hate Klopp. And I hate
I don't hate Klopp. I don't hate Klopp. It's not about giving. It's not about giving Jurgen the money. It's about giving who the sporting director is.
Andre Schürrle, you know.
Yeah. Trent decided to not get a 6-year contract when he signed his last contract. Big up to you, Jimmy. He's not a kid. He knows what he's doing. He got a large offer this season, but refused. It's totally on him. You say he got a large offer. Fair enough, but I think that proves that it's an ambition move, not a money move.
But the money thing is, we might have offered more weekly, but he's getting a 75 million price.
5 years wages up
front. So that's 500 grand a week, literally, for his contract. So we've offered more weekly, but Madrid has still offered more money at the end of the day.
He doesn't get a signing bonus with us.
And look, I understand people venting as well. I get it. I understand it. You know, it is hard to take, but yeah, it's a bit mad, isn't it?
Big up to you, Jimmy. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you so much.
Jimmy.
Big up to Zayn, who says Husam and Jerry, Chiesa, Jota, Diaz, Nunes have got 37 GA and 89 persons between them. If Liverpool can improve these massively next season, the new current players improving, then Edwards can't. Sorry. Yeah.
I will say one thing. I'll say one thing. I don't like Diaz that much, but I don't think you buy Diaz for GA. That's not his game. Jota's been shit. Do you know what? Chiesa actually has the best games to goal ratio out of a lot of them this season, but for some reason he hasn't been playing, which is kind of crazy. And Darwin's Darwin. We all know that, you know.
I love Chiesa. Big up. Spaghetti Mafia. Big up the panel. Player. I read from... Is that an actual place, or are you trying to catch me out? Let me check.
Darjeeling. That's a
it's actually a city.
It is, yeah. It's famous for
Darjeeling is a city in the northernmost of the Indian state of West Bengal, located in the Himalayas.
It's where they make all the tea, ain't it?
Damn, we got someone in the Himalayas watching us. That's crazy. Mike got cooked to someone in the Himalayas. That's mad.
I didn't get cooked by shit, bro. I'm as cold as ice right now.
Mike, why are you mad, mate?
They got like 0 altitude and you're getting cooked. Do you know how bad that is?
Yeah, like he's up in the skies, man. He's up in the skies.
That's okay. It's okay. Live in your little negative bubble. It's all good.
Arsenal were giving 400 million in loans by their owners, which now has to be added to PSR, so they are fucked. But once again, you're missing the point, Donny. I said that they have gotten money, but they have spent it wrongly. We need to spend money the way that we spend it, but actually spend the money, you know, like by the way, the Kroenke's problem can be solved. Get a correct sporting director and a correct manager.
Get the right manager in charge.
It's a solvable issue. You get me? Like, how can I make them spend money? Like, that's a bigger problem to have. Anyway, look, I don't want to keep the guys for too long. I know some of you have to go as well. I appreciate you guys staying. Let's just touch on Everton a little bit, and khalas, whenever you guys have to go, that's fine. Big up to everyone locked in. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Let's just wrap it up. Nice short little segment. Liverpool Everton. Rax, I'll let you go for this one. The derby, Wednesday, revenge settings. Talk to me.
Look, I expect us to win. I expect us to take one step closer to the title. I think they'll put up a bit of a fight, but ultimately our quality will show through. And it's kind of ironic because the end of the season to some extent is going to be a little bit anticlimactic because the title is pretty much done, in my opinion. I don't think Arsenal are good enough to bridge that gap. So as far as I'm concerned, and so let's just enjoy it, man. Enjoy the games that are to come, the wins that are to come, the points, the goals. Trent and some other players may not be with us anymore, so enjoy them. And there's still, even though I don't necessarily think this is going to be as much of a challenge as it could be if we were fighting for the rest of the season on the with a City or something. I'll take an easy champ title win every season. So, but I expect us to win.
Simple. Chiesa has to start in the 9. Got to get those 2 other bums out of there. They're not staying here. Chiesa has had our best finish through the middle out of any striker for the last 8 weeks. So it's time to give him a run of the team. We know our right back is going, so we need to figure out who has the ability to play there for next season. So whether it's Kwanzaa, whether it's Endo, whether it's Soboslai, I don't give a shit. Put whoever's there. Smash Everton. Get over this stupid 2-2 draw that they had. I want to see 4-0. I don't want to see this 4-2-4 nonsense. And I want to see us actually play like we did in the first half of the season and get the job done. Win all these games now so I can get a guard of honor. So I expect a win every single week up until that Arsenal game so that I can have a 12-point lead and I can watch Mikel Arteta sit there and clap my team on. I can watch Bukayo Saka sit there and clap my team on, and I can watch all those Arsenal content creators have to sit there and clap with their watch-alongs as we enter the field. But yeah, we have to start thinking about the future. We have a huge lead. We know who's not going to be at the club next season, or at least the club knows who's not going to be at the club next season. So I want to see rotation. I want to see experimentation. And I don't want to see the same thing that I did for both of the PSG games, the Southampton game and the Newcastle game. Things need to be fixed. Slot has holes in his game. And yeah, I expect nothing more than a smashing.
It's going to be a tight 2-0. It's going to be a
Wow,
tight
thank
2-0.
you for the content there, Jamie. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
it's going to be tight, man. It's going to be tight.
Sentence.
It's shut up. I'm hoping Slot might change it round a bit, but
I can't even put that in a short. That's how short your answer was.
I know.
It's going to be a tight 2-0.
It's going to be a tight 2-0.
The end. Hey
Don't
guys,
fix my
welcome to the
accent.
channel. Make sure to go.
No, it's going to be. I think a lot of people want Slot to change the lineup up a little bit. I think we all do, but because we only play one game a week and we've had the weekend off because we're not in the FA Cup, I think it would just go for the same 11 he's been playing. If Gakpo's fit, I think he goes Cody, Diaz, and Salah as the front three that he played before Gakpo's injury, and I think he'll probably then go Gravenberch, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. It's a normal midfield and go from there. We should be beating Everton at home. I think it'll be a close game. It'll be a close game. But 3 points is all we need, ain't it? Performances don't matter right now, does it? Just results.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a really, really tough game.
I said tight 2-0.
Yeah, I know, but I'm a bit worried. I feel like it's really difficult to get up for games when you've got nothing to really play for. And considering, as Rat said, we're so far ahead, and it feels quite anticlimactic for us as fans. It probably will do for the players a bit. Now, of course, they're going to want to get the job done, and I want them to be professional. But Everton seem like they've got a new bit of life. I mean, at least a life for them. Moyes has been good for them. They're going to want to obviously get at Liverpool. And it's going to be another cup final for them. So yeah, it will be interesting. And obviously Liverpool don't do well when they come back from
long rest.
Yeah, man. But we'll see.
Yeah, put that in your short.
Well, guys, I think. I think we're gonna slap Everton. I feel extremely, supremely confident. Everton at Anfield is that's just food. That's just food right there. I'm not worried about Everton at Anfield at all, to be honest with you. I get it's a derby and all this type of stuff, but I think we will be smelling blood. This is the time for us to just absolutely just destroy them. I think we will win by 3 or more goals. David Moyes' record yes, I think David Moyes' record at Anfield. Yachi, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. When I'm saying something positive, don't jinx us. And when I say negative, you're so negative. Yachi, shut the hell up. I'm not a jinx. Okay, all this jinx bullshit.
I was actually going to ask. When's the last time you were so positive about result? And I just thought of PSG.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to retire that. You need to retire that blue suit. You cannot. We cannot next year have the Champions League draw with you in the blue suit. The blue suit.
I will wear the blue suit. It's next to me right here. I will wear that blazer right now and say that we're gonna slap him. I will do it right now.
Please don't. I'm gonna stop. Please don't.
That's how confident I am. Listen, Everton is not something that I'm worried about. I'll be honest with you. I do think that we will slap them. David Moyes' record at Anfield is absolutely horrendous. And I think we would want to come back. Like, come on, there's too much pride in this team. There's too much ego.
If we do, I'm going to be very, very happy. Like,
yeah, like
that'd be a good sign. That'd be a good sign.
After the 2 losses we had back to PSG and Newcastle, I don't think this team is going to come back anything more than motivated. Just put things right. To be honest with you, like,
Sam,
come on,
do you think the break came at the right time? Because I do.
Absolutely. This is the first
Yeah.
break for us this season where I went like, this is good that we have a break. Like genuinely. This is the first time ever where I feel this like strongly about it's good that we have a break.
And because we're not playing on the weekend when they come back, because the last international break I think we played.
Yeah, because there's FA
He
Cup.
rested the South American players, didn't he? Because they come back later. Because we ain't got that game the weekend, they still be a little bit fresher.
And we're not involved in the FA Cup weekend either,
Yeah,
which I think is a positive for us as well. So we can
Big
take
up
it
Plymouth.
from
Big up Plymouth.
there. Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't get the job done against Newcastle. I just want us to win more than one this season. You get me? But here we are. Anywho, you get me? I actually think out of our next two games, Fulham away is tougher than Everton at home. I fully believe that. Yes. Because Moyes and Everton in general at Anfield, come on, you guys. We've seen way worse teams slap up better.
I think Fulham might be easy, you know.
Yeah, I got a feeling like because they've got nothing to play for now. It's just like
they're finished, ain't they? They're done, yeah. So
what's the bet that like Fulham, because their first game back is they have to go to the Emirates. What's the bet that Fulham get to draw the Emirates and put their life on the line and then lay down for us and we beat them 3-0? This is the most like and you wanna know what's funny? Everton have Arsenal at Goodison as well after like 3 days after.
I think Arsenal play 4 times before the next 4 games. I think Arsenal play before us every time.
Let me tell you exactly what's happening. Our next game is Everton at home. Theirs is Fulham at home. Then it reverses. Yeah. We go Fulham away and they go Everton away. What's the like most
Everton away is tough, man, and you need to win. That's a tough game. Yes,
Goodison. You got me. Go to Goodison. Oh, I can't wait.
They haven't got a good record at Goodison either, have they, Arsenal?
No, they don't.
They drew to Everton at home.
Oh, it's all right. They got Saka now with his so he's back to be.
Guys, I'll be honest with you. Listen, I just want to put the title in the bag and I want to wrap the shit up. I'll be honest with you. I just want to wrap it up. I just want to see us live the league. I've had way too many heartbreaks. Like low-key, some part of me still doesn't believe even right now. Like it's just really bad. You get me? So I just want to put the title in the bag, get it all done with, and let's just fucking go. You get me? That's what I want. Let me just read the super chat and then we end the stream. Big up to Ujwal again. Says, yeah, Jamie, it's the famous tea. It's a hill station where the British love due to the weather. You get me?
Yeah,
and
we would call them the Britishers.
Yeah, the British. We have to be back and gain the momentum. You'll never walk alone. Big up, guys.
Yeah, big up, man. Yeah, man.
We have to do what's required. Much love. And your super chat is covering Mike's face, which is very.
Big up, Darwin, baby. Big up, Nunez.
Go on.
Darwin, baby. Nunez.
That is a Trump supporter. That is a Trump supporter if you've ever seen one. Big up.
I want everyone in the chat to do. I want everyone in the chat to do something. When the stream ends, which is now, I want you all, please write a list of Mike Dass's crimes. I'm going to set up a Mike Dass video because he don't like his intro. I'm going to make a Mike Dass crimes video. Everyone, you guys have all watched Mike Dass long enough. Everyone in the comment section after the stream.
Yours is just 3 times as long as mine.
Do a community post. Do a community post.
Yes. In this comment section.
Do it in the comment section. Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as the stream ends, I want you all to write a list of Mike Dass crimes because I'm gonna set up a whole video.
This is a conspiracy. This is a conspiracy, Mr. Atalanta, PSG. Come on,
it's not a conspiracy when I'm saying it to your face.
Okay, I'm saying it back, bro.
Yeah, that's actually the opposite of a conspiracy.
Saying it to your face. Yes, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing on your way out. Big up to Tom Polite. Tyler Joe.
No.
The parade, yes or no?
I don't even want him to have a ceremony at the end of the season. I don't want us giving him a plaque.
He'd be jogging alongside the bus.
No, I don't want any of this clap off. I don't want it to be like Bobby, where we give him a whole bunch of shit.
I do think I do worry about
participates in the parade and then signs the day.
Do people be worried that Trent would get booed?
Signs to Liverpool.
Yes.
Yeah, and
if I were in the crowd, I would be booing him for sure.
I don't know how it's going to go down, but there's going to be so many people on them buses. You might not see him anyway, so it might not matter.
Put 1 in the chat if you want him to not be on the bus, and put 2 in the chat if you want him to be on the bus.
He could be the bus driver.
I would be if I were Trent, I would be scared to sit on the bench. Like I fully expect Trent to not even be on the bench against Everton. Like I would be afraid to go into Anfield as if I were Trent.
Damn, no one wants him on the bus. That's fucking bad.
I told you.
There's not been a single two. Big up Victor.
Origi is a bigger legend than Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's a fact.
Can you stop this?
That's a fact. Origi didn't portray me in his prime to go to Madrid. He didn't.
Big up Divock.
And Origi had to hit that off the half volley. He needed to score it. Okay, he's the one who scored the goal. So I always am going to trump him over.
I would say, no matter how much I don't like the way Trent's gone about this, he's one of the reasons why we're winning number 20.
He should be on the bus.
Yeah, he should be on the bus. But I'll boo him. But I'll end. But yeah, boo, yeah.
If Trent's on the bus, then Origi should be on the bus.
Rax, would you put him on the bus?
I mean, he has to be on the bus, and he will be on the bus, and he should be on the bus, sure.
We're going to PR the shit out of this. We're going to allow Klopp on the bus to stand next to Trent.
Oh
so we can't get booed.
I would still boo him. I would fly there and boo him.
Mike, that's with book Klopp himself. That's the thing with Mike.
I don't hate Jurgen. I told you Slot is the truth. You didn't want to hear it, Mr. Slot out.
There you are, you mustache fraud. Big up, Tyler. That's actually a great question. Thank you, Tyler, for the super chat as well. I think he won't be on the bus. Unpopular opinion. I think it'll be way too much risky for him.
And he hasn't even come out and made a statement. He has not said anything. He has been sitting like a coward behind his phone. He hasn't said anything. Like I don't think he's going to show up to Anfield unless he's being forced to play. I don't see him being on the bench for the rest of the season. I don't see him being in the stadium for the rest of the season. He's hiding on social media, which means that he'd probably hide in real life. I think he just wants to go. He just wants to go out the back door. I don't think he wants to have anything to do with it. And a year from now, if we win the Premier League, he's hoping we win silverware so that everyone just forgets him. So that everyone is just completely, it's in the past. We're moving. I don't care anymore. That's the ideal scenario for him in my.
So what's the odds on Liverpool Real Madrid day one of the Champions League next season?
Very high odds. 100% they're gonna do that.
They will
knowing
probably
you wait for all this, like clicking on a button, all of a sudden we're gonna end up with them.
Just leaning on the button. Oh shit! Oh no, it's gone through now.
And it's gonna be at Anfield as well. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So you're gonna need security and for the first time ever, you're gonna need Spanish style people.
He's not gonna need security because he's gonna let in 4 goals at the fucking back post. We're gonna absolutely cook the shit out of him.
We're gonna have a Spanish announcers table for no reason, just so they can go through it. Do you know what I mean?
Just next to the Madrid right back section, Gakpo's gonna spear him through the table. Spear. Okay.
WrestleMania. It's just gonna be WrestleMania. But
anyway, listen, guys, we're gonna end the stream here. Go subscribe to Jamie Phillips. Follow Raxing1 on Twitter. Follow Mike Dasser's YouTube channel. He will post. He said he gave us his word. He'll make one video at least. And go subscribe to Jerry James. Subscribe to Endz, despite the fact he's a fraud. He didn't turn up. And this stream is going to take you over to TJ Warren TV. He's currently live on his stream. So tell him Husam raid in his chat. He gets me the raid. So he stops live. See you guys over.